evening. Welcome. It's wonderful to be on Gino's spot.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry?
All right, that is the worst Boy George ever to walk this planet. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gino's Spot. Gino's Spot, it is Tuesday on a sunny week after a bit of rain on the weekend. Isn't it wonderful having a bit of rain? I hope of course it didn't rain in the where it's supposed to rain. It just rains where it's not supposed to rain. And that's okay, as long as it's filled up a couple of tanks. I hope that you've all filled up your tanks. I've got a little bit of cheeky cranberry tonight. Thank you very much. Fitch and Leeds and a bit of gin. I hope you've all got a bit of something to put into your Fitch and Leeds or whatever else you're drinking tonight. If you've got a bit of wine. Hello, Carol Jacobs. Lovely to have you on board again tonight. And all the way from Arena Riverside Resort. You were our prize winner a little while ago. We're going to have to send up some Fitch and Leeds to you. And Michael Clement. How's it, Michael? I hope the weather is good also down the beachfront. You know, it's very nice up here in Warmer. So I hope that you've all had a good weekend. You're well rested and ready for the new week, trying to keep yourselves above water during this COVID time, and we're all in the cuck together. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just you that's suffering. So get out of your hole, crawl out, and let's have a bit of fun tonight on Gino's Spot, indeed. And I thank you to Fitch and Leeds, our sponsor. Thank you to Spar. We've just finished the race. I was there this last week, and it was fantastic. We did the online, the virtual race, and I was on the national team. It was fantastic fun. I met all these famous people who I didn't know, from Joburg and Cape Town, all the DJs that I didn't know, because I'd know the Algoa ones here, you know. And Brian Wilkinson, lovely to have you on board as well tonight. And Brian, tonight we're talking about the boardwalk because we've got Shaun Van Eck in studio. That's right. That's why I've got the holiday outfit on. You check, I've got the holiday outfit on tonight, just for a bit of boardwalk spirit. I know it's all been broken down now, but you know, we're gonna reminisce a bit and have a look. Michael Clement, we're also lacquer down there. I'm glad it is too. I bet you it is. I bet you it's a beautiful windless evening down in the beachfront. You can look over the pier and feel all nice and warm and fuzzy inside. Sue, evening G&G, thank you very much. Sue Rhodes, lovely to have you on as well. Well, give me some comments, ladies and gentlemen. Now, tell me what you're drinking. Tell me where you're dialing in from tonight. When I say dialing in, it shows my age. That's right. 14.4 modems. Get all your 14.4 modems ready and going, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to sing a song for you, and we're going to have a good time tonight indeed, talking to Shaun Van Eck. Woo! When the sun beats down, when the boardwalk's not there today, it's just a big old pile of bricks and mortar in a big mess. There's no more boardwalk, now just the sea, yeah. On a blanket with my baby, looking out on nothing. Woo! There's no more boardwalk. Where has it gone? There's no more boardwalk. That's Brian Wilkinson. No more boardwalk. And I'm walking around. There's no more boardwalk. If the envy gets us down, boardwalk, boardwalk. That's right. make sure you subscribe to the Gino Spot. That's right. You have to go to YouTube and click on the bell, that's what. Then Caroline, with an unpronounceable name like Rebecca, and Beatrice is drinking Gino's coffee. I love for that. Under the boardwalk, down by the sun, under the boardwalk. Oh, we'll be having some fun under the boardwalk. Where there's nothing left under the boardwalk. Even the amphitheater is like a potato, but it's an amphitheater. Alright, make sure you subscribe to YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, because YouTube is the best way to watch Gino's Spot. And also make sure you like Gino's Spot, or join Gino's Spot on Facebook as well. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea, yeah. And Caroline couldn't get enough, is crying. I like your pink, not your pink hat, your green hat under the boardwalk. And like to say hello to Spar and Fitchin Leeds and Gavin Morrick. Poor Gavin Morrick under the boardwalk, stopped in the middle of nowhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gino's Spot. Thanks, guys. It's going to be good fun tonight. I can see that already. You can possibly notice I've had one gin already before we started. Yeah. All right. So now we have, and of course, thank you very much to Fitch and Leeds. Thank you to Spa. We have some really nice little Fitch and Leeds. And of course, we have punters. Our punters gin. Thank you, Keith. We are on to our second bottle now. So be prepared for us moaning again until if we run out. Very, very nice indeed. It's got a lovely cucumber taste to it, you know, which goes well with the cranberry. So, and also don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, of course, our internet service provider is kindly sponsoring our internet, and that is Amobia. And we love Nicola because she always organizes us if we have problems or anything goes wrong, even if it's us. They still say, okay, we'll help you. And even if it was us that's causing the problem, which is most of the time, indeed. Live streaming is a nightmare, people. Let me tell you, live streaming, anything. We always say Mr. Cockup is only just around the corner at every show. So, all right, we got What You're Watching tonight with Darren Fuller. So let's have a look at what Darren has to say.
Hello everyone, 'tis I, Darren, and I shall be telling you what you should be watching this week. Okay, so this week I started watching a series called Love Life with Anna Kendrick. I really, really loved it. It's on Showmax. I found it incredibly true to life. So the premise is Anna Kendrick. It's an anthology series, so Anna Kendrick's character, you're basically going through her entire dating life, and it goes through, you know, the people that you meet, your first serious relationship, relationships in between, etc., etc. And I just really loved how true it was, you know, like very accurate, in my opinion, about how us girls, you know, like we're waiting for a text, and it's very sweet. So very good. Then I also watched a show on Netflix called Captive. It's not a new show. I think it was 2016, but it's basically about people who were held captive. Say, for example, there was a British couple that was abducted by Somalian pirates. There was a South African couple that was abducted in Yemen. It's, I mean, if you like that kind of thing, it is very good. It details the stories very well. And then, oh yes, I watched this cute movie. It is a little bit, it is very young, but it's called Afterlife of the Party. So cute. So the premise is this girl, she really loves her partying. She's ignoring her friends a little bit. She's getting her drink on, and then tragically she She pigs, quite embarrassingly. And then she gets thrust into the afterlife, the beyond, and is told that she has to repair the relationships with her friends and her family before she can be, before she gets a promotion. So, yes, it's a lovely movie. And at one point I was watching and I was like, whoa, I'm sure that I've had wine there before. So yes, I looked it up and it was filmed in Cape Town. So yeah, I'm just saying you might see a bit of spear there. Okay, so that was a movie I watched. Then I also started The Flight Attendant with Kaylee Cuoco? Penny from Big Bang. Very, very interesting, very good. It's quite thrilling. So The Flight Attendant is about a flight attendant who really loves her job. She travels, she drinks, she's, seeing the world, she's dancing, she's meeting guys. It's all great. And then on this one particular trip, she meets a very good-looking gentleman who is also in Haunting of Hill House. And then he takes her around the town, and, they have champagne, and then she wakes up in his hotel room. She's like, oh, my head. Then she looks to her left, and she's like, dead body, So, very interesting. So then the rest of the series is her trying to figure out what's happened, and obviously to not end up in the clinker. So that was The Flight Attendant. And then, and then finally managed to watch Black Widow. Guys, so obviously, look, we all expect great things from a Marvel film. But wow, it was so good. I mean, Black Widow has, Natasha Romanoff has one of the more tragic backstories of all the Avengers. So, like, when it started off, I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to get feels? I got many feels. But the movie is so well balanced. It has amazing action scenes. It has well-placed comedic acting. It's so good. And the cast is superb. I mean, obviously, Scarlett Johansson's fantastic as Natasha. There are new people in the cast. Florence Pugh, who is just everywhere these days, and she's amazing. Rachel Weisz is in it, and I still think that she's the most attractive woman on this planet, her/Jennifer Garner. And David Arbor is so good. It's just a fantastic movie. It's really, really good. And then I'm assuming this will probably lead into the next Disney Plus series, which I think is based on Hawkeye? Clint. Anyway. So yes, guys, that was pretty much me for the week. Obviously, I'm still continuing my supernatural journey. For those of you who are on my Facebook, you obviously see my car. So now I have a sun visor that, basically Castiel's always in my car, which is awesome. So thanks, guys. I shall see thee anon. Have a fantastic week. Enjoy your Fitch and Leads. And please, please, please donate blood. We are stocks low, very low. So yes, thanks, guys. Bye.
Falling down. Gary did that. He put a nice little wall falling down.
Amphitheatre.
It's the amphitheatre, I think so. Shaun Van Eck, fantastic to have you on.
Oh, so good to be with you,
I'm so glad you could come into the studio. It's always quite nice when people come into the studio to talk to us.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
And I see we've got a pile of people online as well. Please send in your questions as well. Don't be shy. Let us know where you're watching from and what you're doing so we can say, how's it? Wendy Thompson, that's Wendy. Wendy is good evening, better late than never. You didn't miss anything, Wendy. We've only just started. So it's absolutely perfect timing. And we've been chopping and changing our times a bit as well, so people are we've been Tuesdays and Thursdays. We Tuesdays and Saturdays, but we've been doing Thursdays when the rugby's.
To work on a Saturday.
I know, sometimes.
Goodness.
But sometimes we pre-record on a Thursday and then it makes it easy. It does that. But this week it's Saturday, so we're doing Saturday this week, people. So don't forget, live on Saturday, because the rugby's only on Sunday, I think.
I'm not sure.
I think
it's the same day. Is it?
Yeah, but it's Saturday there, but it's Sunday here or something.
Yeah.
I think it's like a
They're
story
confused.
there. Yeah, I think they've got the days before us, They're always first to do everything, the Aussies. But Shaun Van Eck, fantastic. what are you doing at the moment, Shaun?
Oh, Gino, it's so exciting. I've been fortunate largely to be in tourism all of my life.
Yes.
Plus the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Which was partly tourism as well.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I love Nelson Mandela Bay.
Yes. Because you were in Neisner, I think, just
I
until
was
recently.
there for 7 years.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've got to say, as beautiful as Neisner is,
Yeah.
give me the choice, I'm here.
Really?
It was so lucky to get
What
back.
about the heads and the beautiful lagoon?
They are very beautiful, but it's a tough place to live. The economy has gone down a lot because, firstly, the wood industry moved to George.
Okay.
Teeson's and Belvedere were fully built.
Yes.
So all of a sudden you lose all of that industry.
You mean they're fully? When you say fully built, there's no more.
There's no more
place.
builders stuff in
So
mass.
it's just turning over now.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful place to visit. I wouldn't live there again, though,
Really?
to be honest.
Okay. So
And Pletter's kicking its butt at the
Really?
moment as
Oh,
far as
geez.
tourism goes.
wow, but I mean, Plet's got the beaches there as well. You don't think of beach when you think of Kenton. I mean, I know there are beaches in Kenton. Not Kenton. I'm thinking Neisner.
No, it's not.
When you think of Neisner, you're not thinking of beaches. When you think of Kenton, you're thinking the beaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Anthony Jennings saying, "How's it?"
Hello, Anthony.
Have seen better legs dangling out of a nest.
Well, he's
got his short
wearing a cow.
Yeah, it's it. I've got my holiday outfit on. Look, Bev Van Eck says, "That's my love." No.
Hello, beautiful.
We know what's going to happen when you get home tonight.
I know.
Yeah, cheers to
I
that.
know. She loves holding my arm. It's just,
There we go. The arm.
you know what we need to do, and it's just something that doesn't bother me. But the way we greet now,
it's
I've
like
been
that.
doing that for like 30 years.
Like this.
Going
like this.
to.
How's it? The elbow.
And yaks have now
Here we
just
go. We're
stolen
doing
it.
it. Now we've
Yes.
stolen your thing. Hey, that's my thing.
That's my thing.
Oh man! But I mean, your arm from birth. That's the Littlemide story. So,
Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
I remember
And
that story.
it's just been a source of fun. Yeah. I bumped into an old school mate. I was 76 at Alex.
Yeah, I was 76 at Matrix.
Yeah,
Alex, okay.
yeah. And we've got a wonderful face group bunch. And this oak remembered how I would hit. It's really hard.
Yeah. Get a lummy.
Right on the bone there.
Lummy them.
And that was my
That was
way
the
to
thing.
impress the girls.
All right.
I didn't have anything else.
No, for sure. But I mean, but tough though. I mean, that's something you got to get seriously used to. I know. It's, I mean, I've never looked at it sort of as a disability with you because you don't treat it that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is. It's a tough thing.
It is, especially when you're young. In my matric year, I had the biggest broken heart of all time. There was a girl I played tennis with called Denise Chase.
Yes.
And the Alex guys will remember Denise. She was gorgeous. And I phoned her and asked her out.
Yeah.
And she didn't go, that's Shaun. She started laughing. I was shattered.
No, terrible.
Like, this guy's asking me
Look,
out.
that's, I can't. I think every guy's gone through something like that.
But I've got a better wife now.
No. Okay, you're okay now.
But there are times, Gino, along the way. But I've had so much fun with it. I have huge fun with the kids. They call it squishy. And when I was at Sun City once, I sort of talk to them and go, "Hello, this is squishy." And this little girl got totally engaged in everything with the conversation.
Put little eyes on it and let it go.
Little tattoo, baby. And she looks up at me and eventually goes, "Well, one day it might just pop out."
It's ready to go. It's ready to come.
There's a finger there.
Oh, I know, crazy. She was. But I mean, I also see. I mean, I've seen some of these prosthetic things. Have you ever had prosthetic stuff as well?
Yeah, my mom offered me one, and I said to her, if there's, I'm not going to do it for the looks.
Yeah.
If there's ever anything I need it for, like seriously, thanks, Mom, we'll do it.
Okay.
But
Never found you needed. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And it shows. With the little mind, there were kids born without arms and legs and that. So I got away lightly.
Yeah, hectic. And I know they say destra and sinistra in Italian. You know that story. Destra is right.
Yes.
And sinistra is left.
Okay.
Destra is dexterity.
Yes.
Sinistra is sinister. It's sinistra, because there was a pocket in the toga, the Roman toga, where your knife was. So that was your sinister. So left-handed. Left-handed was always a sinister sort of person, you know.
Well, being sinister.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Fiction leads.
You're gonna love
the
it.
gin.
And punches, yes, that's our Keith punches are fantastic. Do you like a bit of gin?
Gin and tonic is
whiskey?
Beautiful. I drink whiskey as well.
I like a whiskey.
But neat on ice, Jameson's.
Jammies blend. You haven't got to the 10-year-olds and the single malts. Irish. You love the Irish then?
I love the Irish.
That's just lovely.
Am so obvious it's scary. I used to drink Bells or something like that, and then at the boardwalk, in the bar, in the Super Sport bar,
Super Sport bar,
this gorgeous red-headed Irish girl came along and did a tasting with us.
Oh, really?
And I don't know if it was the flavour or the Irish red hair, but I changed immediately.
Oh, really? From then on, that was it.
That's it.
Oh, it seems like a lot of stories relate to ladies here. You're gonna bug her up if you carry on like this. Ben was saying the man she loves so much. No, by the time you get home, you're gonna get nothing.
I know. No, there was a bit of experience, and I chose her. Gino, can I tell you the funniest story?
Yes,
which
please.
Relates to Bev.
Yes.
So there was the Oyster Festival at the boardwalk. You remember that?
Yes, I thought it was in Neisner as well, but the Oyster Fest, isn't it?
But we copied and we had one there. The first year was amazing.
Right.
The second year, Bev Watrous, who's there, her hubby was involved, and the format was changed from getting oysters on a plate to building this beautiful tower of oysters. And the first 80 people that went in clapped them. And the next 220
where's the oysters?
We, the boardwalk acts, we've got nothing except hosting it.
Oh, no.
So here's this gorgeous chick, Bev.
Yes.
Tomaselli at that stage.
Is it Italiano, no?
Oh, yeah.
Poco Italiano. I'm very proud of you for choosing a beautiful Beverlia.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
For Italiano.
So she is Keith's assistant.
Okay.
And we now need oysters because the boardwalk acts are getting abused.
Which Keith are you talking about?
Keith Watrous.
Oh, Keith. Yeah. Okay.
But I'm now hacking Bev.
Okay, yes. For
and
oysters.
Eventually, she won't. She says, my boss, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And eventually I said, give me the key to the trailer. And then shortly after that, probably at the same function, I chatted her up.
Oh, right.
I was very keen on her.
Oh, yesterday. Okay.
And eventually I said, so how many kids have you got?
Yeah.
And she said, 3. And I gapped it.
Out of here, man. 3? My God, that's enough. That's more than enough for anybody.
And eventually I judged the Homemakers Expo for her. And I got brave. Yeah, I got brave.
Okay, because I did a couple of homemakers for Bev as well.
Yes.
Very, very nice. We had such fun. Derek Nesbitt. Hey, Shauno, looking good.
How's it, Derek?
Well, you can be lucky that Derek's not here in the studio because this would be finished already.
I know.
Finished
But
in
that's good, because then there
finished
could
in-
be another bottle dropped off.
When he came in, we finished an entire bottle of that gin. I think I could hardly make the end of the show.
Derek was one of the most amazing, talented acts on this earth. I mean,
You see Bev saying too much information. We're going to get a lot more out of him tonight, Bev. Don't worry.
darling, I'm just starting.
Exactly. Davina Coombs is here. Bam, bam, bam. And Bev, oh, thank you. What a love story indeed it was.
Yeah.
That is. That's and how many years ago was that?
We started going out 17 years ago, and we've been married for 15 years. And
stuck with you.
I'm the luckiest boy on earth,
Despite all the faults.
Second chances,
Yeah.
all the faults. I mean, she tries to hold my right hand and misses it, and things like that. But
It's a common
I
occurrence.
stay on the right side of it.
Okay. Oh, classic. Tell him about the Isle of Wight. Tell me about the Isle of Wight now.
Derek
Was that dodgy?
Nesbitt. Oh man,
Were you drunk, Derek?
frequently we were. We met up in England. I think I had a tourism show or something.
Oh, right.
And we met up and we ferried over to the Isle of Wight.
Lovely, lovely.
And mate of Derek's, who was a bit irritating. So Derek and I often went off, snuck out, and had a couple of drinks. It's a wonderful island. It's a beautiful place to go.
Okay, that's beautiful.
But we jawled our hearts out there. And he's a hooligan, that boy.
Oh, no, I
But
know.
he's got a nice wife as well.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay.
redeeming.
I don't know. I mean, is he still with the same lady? I don't even know if he is. I can't remember now. But no, Derek can certainly put away his gin. Shaun, a gentleman of note, along with Graham Vass, created so many special moments in everyone's lives for all of us at the Boardwalk. Thank you, Brian.
Hello, Bryony. Yes, you were one of our most special colleagues there.
Tell us
Really
what Brian
were.
used to do there. Was he F&B?
Yeah, he was on ops. He was one of the ops managers. And he was like Graham. He was passionate. He would be picking up papers around the retail and just pure passion.
Yeah, well, you care about it. If you care about anything, no matter what job you do, if you care about it, it's going to be so much better. You know.
And we were so blessed, Gino. We had the best leader in the world and the best staff in the world. So there was
Graham is amazing,
incredible, and then all these wonderful people. I must at that stage have had the best marketing team in the world. They were incredible, and then you had guys like Brian who were legends, and that's why the Boardwalk was what it was in those first 8 years. Graham and inspiring this wonderful team while I just sat back and watched it.
It was actually open as well. The people there were all open to whatever you needed to do. I know Center Stage got involved as well, and the guys were so open to what we wanted to do. We had this idea that we wanted to do these shows and we wanted to do this stuff. And Gary was, Gary absolutely, he speaks so highly of those days because they were allowed that freedom. You know, the red tape wasn't so much there.
Yeah. And if you come from the PE club, anything's better.
he wasn't the PE club, yes.
But that was part of it, Gino. You know, we aspired to be the most admired, must-see attraction of the Eastern Cape. That was our vision in the early days. And part of it was exactly that, to attract talent, to make ourselves the entertainment heartbeat of the city. And we eventually built the amphitheatre, and Graham just drove it. I mean, there was soon a PA system in. So when you guys came in, you weren't charged for the venue, you weren't charged for the PA system.
Fantastic.
We tried to bring MVGs in, and that type of thing. And then eventually my moment when Graham agreed to put the top on, the tent on
Yes.
top of the
Was that your
amphitheatre.
story?
Oh, it's just passionate about that.
Man, I tell you what, I'll tell you a story about that because our very first, I think it was one of our first shows we ever did there. We did the Magnificent Seven. I'll never forget, and there weren't any chairs in there. That's right. It was just concrete
That's right,
things with little cushions.
Yeah.
They used to hand out
Yeah.
cushions as you went in.
Just freckle.
And there wasn't a limit then on the people that
Yeah.
would come in. We had over 1,000 people in that amphitheater, which is only built for 500, I
Yeah.
think. And people hanging on the walls.
Yeah,
I'll
sitting
never.
at the front there.
As far for my rest of my life, I will never forget that show because we did that show and the rain came down, the lightning came, and the roof was on, and it was the first night with the roof. That's what
Okay.
it was.
Yeah.
It was the first
Yeah.
night with the roof. And because the thunderstorm was lighting up that roof every 5-6 seconds, it was the most beautiful
Yes.
thing to behold from the stage.
Yeah.
Looking out on this mass of people.
Yeah.
And being able to play music
Yeah.
to this incredible crowd with this amazing thing. It was rain outside and everybody was inside and
Yeah.
warm, and it was incredible. I'll never forget that.
I think that's what Graham inspired us to do, that type of thing. I remember at one stage as well with Idols in the early days
Yes.
of Idols in South Africa. You might remember the one year, I don't know if she won, she probably came second, a girl called Bianca.
Yes.
And we got her to the boardwalk, and once again we put that life raft on the lake
Yes. Oh, right.
as
yes.
the stage.
Oh, in the middle. Yes, in the middle.
And the place packed out, Gino.
Gee
We
whiz.
thought people were going to fall into the lake.
Jeez.
And they saw her, and it's just like, and eventually Mornay, who's the most wonderful, like our security manager, Mornay Kutsa, said, we can't take her through.
Yeah.
So they took her up through basically 34 degrees south
Yes.
roof
Oh,
type
my
of thing.
soul.
And then, as you remember, there were jet skis.
Yes.
So she was taken to the stage on a jet ski.
Wow.
Yeah, not the old rowboat
Yes,
that
yes.
Brian often rode.
Yes, that's right.
And the most amazing scene I've ever seen with this jet ski going out with a follow spot following it, and all of a sudden the fish in the boardwalk said, "This is a jaw. We're going to jump."
Jump out.
So you had this jet ski with these, like a fountain of fish behind them.
Incredible.
And yeah, that and the opskop and all of those
Oh.
things.
And
It's-
of course the fountains that we eventually put in the
Yeah.
whole show, that
Yeah.
was, I remember that being packed out as well
Yeah.
in the beginning.
Absolutely. Graham allowed us with the one casino draw.
Yeah.
You have three finalists. So
Yes.
those three finalists go out and they choose a color. And we had oaks coming out of a plane and skydiving
What?
into the lake. I mean, no wonder he's a bit great. Yeah, we're just going, yeah, let's do this.
Oh my soul. I've got a little video actually. If we can listen here. Well, it's just a couple of pictures. They've got some pictures, Gary.
Maureen.
See, there's Maureen Daisel, and yourself and Graham Vass there. That looks
That
like
oak's
a
got
happy
one
family.
arm. You see that?
I see that. I see what it's probably behind his back.
Yeah,
you never
must be.
know. Graham and Maureen Daisel, of course. Maureen, absolute legend. I just love that lady too.
She was, with Brian and people like that.
Yeah.
One of the legends running around. And I remember the one night, also guests of one of the things we were doing
Yes.
at 34 degrees south.
Yeah.
And at the end of the whole thing, the students and younger employees are like,
Yeah.
they
Finished.
They on couches and that stuff.
Yeah.
And here's Maureen with her high heels.
On her high heels, absolutely, still going. She could take it. She could handle a
She
couple of
was
gins.
beautiful. Yeah, she came through Fisher of a Son and that with
Oh, right, okay.
Graham.
Okay.
And she was absolutely devoted to Graham.
Yes.
And then I was appointed as the marketing manager, and she was my staff.
Wow.
And I remember her saying to me at the beginning, I don't know if I can do this working for you, but I'm really going to try.
Oh, lovely, man. She
Beautiful.
was so sweet. And I know that so many people have spoken so highly of Maureen.
She was amazing.
I know. I can't. It was Toinette that was talking about her doing all this stuff with the high heels, the training of the boardwalk people.
Yeah.
I think it was Toinette that was saying that, and she's R.I.P. to Maureen. She was amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean that was boardwalk days. But before that, you were with obviously Magnetic Storm with your brother Glenn.
Before you go into
yes.
message from Graham.
Oh, there's a little message from Graham. I don't know if we can hear. Can you grab those earphones of yours? Let's grab them.
Absolutely.
Let's grab them before we. Here we go. Here we go. Let's have a-
Hi, Gino and Shaun. Coming to you from the beautiful Delhi estate, top of Helshoogte, near Stellenbosch. So clearly we're out and about. But firstly, hi Gino, hi Shaun. Gary asked me to come in and just say hi to you guys. And Shaun, of course, it's very appropriate that Gino's interviewing you or having you on his show tonight because you are an icon and a legend in PE. And also, Shaun, I know that you and your family have had some torrid times of late, so I hope you're all well on the mend and that Bev is overcoming her grief. Gary also asked me to give you a brief update on the health challenges I've had of late, and as you can see, I'm really doing well. It's our first outing since I came out of hospital, first real outing, which was just over a month ago that I suffered a cardiac arrest whilst in ICU where I had been admitted for heart failure. But by the grace of God and the angel sitting on my shoulders and a very, very competent medical team who happened to be right alongside me at the time, I was resuscitated after some 30 minutes. They were able to put a stent into my aorta, which had been damaged and constricted, returning the blood flow to my lower limbs and particularly my kidneys, which were in dire straits at that stage, facing kidney failure. And some 30 days later, here I am, up and about, regained my mobility and strong and healthy. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful show. All the best. Bye-bye.
Oh, lovely. I'm so glad we had an update there. I haven't, because we had him on the show not so long ago.
I remember.
Yeah.
He is an amazing man, and what you've got to know about him with this episode is he died.
Yeah.
He basically, everything shut down. And fortunately, the heart guy and everyone else was right there.
Yeah.
And do you know the amazing thing? And this is, you sort of hope that good things happen to good people.
Yeah.
After 20 minutes of trying to resuscitate him, a couple of the people said, "That's it. 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a long
He's
time.
gonna have
20 minutes
problems.
resuscitating somebody is a long time.
Yeah. And this one doctor said, no, we're going to carry on.
Wow.
And after another 10 minutes, his heart started beating another
That is
again.
unbelievable.
I mean, it just...
Graham, I don't know how you do it, man. That is so unbelievable.
And
Do you think
that's
15 minutes,
Graham.
your heart is stopped? And it's a scary thought. At 51, for me as well, it's a scary thought because you just don't know. And not everybody can afford to go and have these huge flipping CAT scans and things to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, I heard it was a present that pensioners gave each other, was like a CAT scan. You know, you can go check out, see if you're on death's door or not. You know.
Yeah, or you'll stick something in there and check your
Shaun, I'm
outputs.
going to give you one for your birthday.
Thank you.
It's crazy, but what a loss that would have been for us, Graham. I'm so pleased that you are okay because, if there's one of the people that gets spoken about time after time, it's Graham, especially here in PE. We need you back in PE here, Graham. Come on,
Graham.
Come on, Graham.
Adrian Gardner rated Graham as the most talented general manager, especially general manager to launch things. And I think Graham did about 7 launches for him.
Adrian was amazing. He was also on the show, and also we spoke a lot at length about Graham. But you've also had a heart attack.
Yeah,
Have you not?
about 3.5 years ago.
Whilst putting up the Christmas tree. How about that?
And
Darren Fuller, our watching lady, loves Christmas, but I'm sure you probably don't like Christmas
no,
anymore.
I'm a full-on Christian, and I still love Christmas.
You like Christmas, it's all right. even though the Lord gave you a heart attack one year.
Yeah. That was, I think, on the 16th, and it shows technology nowadays, Gino, because I started feeling unwell.
Yeah.
Bev was outside.
Oh, there we go. Is that you putting up the
That's
Christmas
me
tree?
putting up the Christmas
Was that
tree
just
with
before
our
you-
son.
Was that just before you had a heart attack?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my soul. Look at you, man. You look like you're about to have a heart attack
My doctor, Frederick Quadrati, said it is incredulous that you had a heart attack. Yeah, I had none of the symptoms.
Really, nothing.
I'd been checked a couple of months before, so probably stress. But yeah, that's technology nowadays.
yeah.
I now start feeling a bit unwell. I go
When you say
lie on the
unwell,
bed.
like, but tired or?
Yeah, sweaty and short of breath and some pain
Yes.
in my chest.
Okay.
Bev is out at this stage.
Yeah.
So I go and lie down, and after about 10 minutes, I think, no, this is
not lekker.
So my iPad is next to me, and I Google heart attack symptoms. And I go, I'm having a heart attack. And as Bev, she basically arrived then, and I said to her, I'm having a heart attack, take me. And she
was like,
didn't totally
come on,
believe
man.
me. We'll take you to Petra.
Man flu.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going, we're going down the back road towards the doctors, and she can drive quickly.
Yes.
And she was driving.
doodling.
Yeah, and I'm going, please hurry up, I'm having a heart attack. So, I mean, God was sitting with me as well as with Graham, because got there, they were waiting for me. They popped the ECG stuff on, and they said, yes, he's having a heart attack. GuardMed was there within 10 minutes. And when I got to the hospital, and this is the miracle of it, I just think he's the biggest thing on earth is Dr. Potts.
Oh, Dr. Potts. Yes, we know Dr. Potts,
at St. George's.
Yeah.
He was waiting, so I had this flurry around me. It was the first time I'd ever been in hospital, believe it or not. Never before that. And then, you watch Grey's Anatomy and all of these things.
Never been in hospital.
And I'm like lying there, and for the first time I see those fluorescents along the passage going... And
ER.
And he went in, go in at your groin with in the cath lab, and you're awake. And he went to the big blockage first, and it's the scariest thing. My chest felt as though someone was squeezing it so tightly. And he goes through the blockage, and you can see on the X-rays and that all of a sudden, these veins just
fill up
appear
with blood,
and the pain mostly went.
Disappears.
And then you're lying there because you're awake. They don't put you to sleep in the cath lab. And there old James Potts is going through my veins and everything. And he looks over at me and he says, geez, Shaun, you're really challenging me now. I haven't done one of these for 10 years. And I'm going, oh my goodness.
Oh, shit.
And it was a little parting, and I think there was one on either side, and he handled it, and he was brilliant.
That's how he did it. Wow, well done to Dr. Potts for keeping Shaun alive.
Thank you.
You know, these doctors are unbelievable, the way, and what technology can do now that we couldn't do even 10, 20 years ago,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and they've got such skill and dedication. You've got wonderful people there. I think of Dave. I've forgotten his surname now. Who works in the ER at St. George's as well, and they have been through a nightmare for the last 18, 20
With
months.
this COVID thing, unbelievable. Yeah, for sure.
Losing people every day in those early days.
I mean, you just know if we know people who have passed away. Dean Biddulph this week was couldn't believe it. And you know, people are passing away all the time. And can you imagine what it's like in those hospitals? Those guys are doing such an amazing job. Really
Dave Stickles is his
Stickles.
name. He is just brilliant, and and this is where, geez, Gino, see these anti-vaxxers, and everyone's got their right to have their opinion, but then you have them going and protesting outside Curtis-Skew Hospital, and you think, come on, guys, these people are emotionally drained, they've done their best, they lost people, and you go and protest in front of them? And I remember Dave as well saying, you get out of there, you've lost 2 people on the day. And I'm sure Dave won't mind me saying this. And he says, you get outside and there are people not wearing masks. And it breaks your heart. So we need to do that now. Hey? We need to put on masks. Get it over with. We've got to get it over with. We've got to kill it dead. You know, that's the only way. I just and also while we're talking about this as well, I mean, it's a people out there. You must know that everybody is suffering. I just alluded to it early on, and we were talking about depression and stuff as well. You know. There's a lot of depression out there at the moment because of this thing too, and people that are prone to depression, it's even worse for them. You know. My psychiatrist said you have no idea the impact out there, and he's like admitting 4 times the normal amount to hospital, but he said if you know what's going on out there, the way people have been impacted, and I've suffered major depression. I think it's something you will, until you've had it, you'll never know. And I'm so stoked to see people like the gymnast from America and Osaka, the tennis player, starting to talk about it. Because it's like any other illness. It's an imbalance of hormones and that type of thing in your brain. And it's nothing to be ashamed of or anything. And I so feel for people who just go through it and don't get the help. I mean, I'm balanced now. My pills have balanced me.
But also it's an ongoing, I would imagine. I mean, I don't suffer from depression, but I've certainly felt the pressure from this whole thing, you know. And even for me, and I consider myself to be pretty stable, you know. A lot of my guests and you probably more guests have spoken to me about their depression on this show, on this particular show as well, than the guests that haven't, than other guests. So the percentages are high.
I'd love to encourage people that if you are struggling, then go and see someone or whatever. It's the same as COVID. Rather be err on the side of being careful and go and be tested. And the same with depression. It is a nightmare when you have it. And I think a lot of people are sitting on the edge of that. That dark pit down there. There's a great video. In fact, people can check that on the net about depression. It's animated, and it's the only thing I've ever really seen that captures it. It's called The Big Black Dog.
Big Black Dog. Big Black
and
Dog.
if you have anything, if you think you might have, then just watch that, because they're very definite symptoms and that. And I slip back every now and then. It's not something that you go, it's over.
It must be a constant thing. It's like any, almost like an addiction, but it's opposite the way around. It's like you have to work on it all the time. Isn't it? Oh man, and I think that people are coming out with it now much more. I'm hearing people talk about it, and that's so good, because that means that it's working. People don't just shut up and hold it back.
But there's still, I think, Gino, the stigma that goes with it.
Yeah.
So the ordinary oak out there who is depressed, it's almost like HIV in the old days. Yeah, people don't want to go in because of the label that goes with it.
You don't want to be a mission to other people. You don't want to, but it's going to save your own life.
Yeah.
You know,
and the same thing, you've got to not get help, because that's the wrong term.
Yeah.
You've got to go, like if you have a pain in your stomach or a broken leg, you go to the doctor.
You fix it.
And that's all this is. It's just a chemical imbalance that develops through different things. And be encouraged, folks. There's so many people out there who suffer from it. And let's just walk out there and go, I own it.
Okay, we're gonna try and sort it out, you know. And you're right. It's chemicals and everything, but when it's in your head, it's a different story, huh? I think
it is scary.
Yeah.
You know, you want it to stop, and that's why some people end their lives, because it just hurts so much.
Yeah.
And you can only know about it if you've had it.
Yeah.
And when I had it in Neisner, and this shows, our minister from our church came in, who I respected, and he gave me, you've got to read this verse, and you've got to read that verse, and God says, you will be well in that. And geez, he left, and oh my goodness. And it did me no good. And then Bev got another guy in from one of the other churches, a church, and he had been depressed.
Okay, so he knew what the story was.
And he came to me, none of the stuff about the Bible and that in the beginning, because God will look after you. You don't need to go and read the Bible to get that.
Sure.
You should read the Bible. I'm getting myself in a clerical knot here.
Preach it, Pastor.
But he said to me, he reminded me of all the things I'd achieved while I was there in Neisner.
Okay.
And he encouraged me.
Yeah.
And eventually, just before he left, and he's a very religious man, Kulak, Shark, who used to own La Opera coffee shop in the mall there.
I like that already.
It's beautiful.
Is it?
They serve nice cold wine and
nice as well.
He said to me when he left, he said, Shaun, if you are not much better in 4 weeks' time, I will tear up my Bible.
Wow.
And that just struck me there, because I knew he would never want to do that. And that's how confident he was.
Yeah.
And for the next week or so, he sent me little reminders of what I'd achieved and gave me value in that.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do. It's not a weakness. You just need to make people feel better about themselves, and then get the meds that
the meds that they need.
The meds are a bit of trial and error as well.
Okay.
But you just go there. So if someone's down, don't go, look at them, they're weak, they're down.
No, it's
encourage
not,
them.
Absolutely not. I mean, I see, and I always bring up the fact that Ian Van Memety owns this whole space. He's like, I've been there, he's been there, you know, and it's a constant thing for him. He knows what to do. He gets there, he knows his thing. He does his Tai Chi. When we were on tour, he was doing his Tai Chi stuff, and he was getting, he uses all these things to get to fix it, and so he's got a system, and he uses that system every time, you know, and if the system's not working, he's not scared to stick up his hand and say, okay. It's not working. Let's fix this. You know?
I think why it took a little while to heal is I tried some of those martial arts as well.
Really?
But my defense wasn't good. I always went through the gap there and clubbed me. So I had to find something else.
No, the Tai Chi is more like a relaxing thing. It's not so much fighting, you know. Oh my word! What a special person our Shaun is, says Chantel.
Oh, Chantel, how's it?
And Salome Clack, how's it, Salome? Great memories, nothing can beat it. You're
from the
so
boardwalk.
Right, from the
She
boardwalk.
is a beaut.
Mike Elliott, Shaun.
Hey, Mike.
What are my boundaries? Many war stories missing you, but There's no boundaries tonight, Mike Elliott. You can give us any story. Come on, bring him.
Throw it in.
Donay Lowe said Magnificent Seven was amazing. I agree. I think that was such a fun show. And I did the Mick Jagger, which was really, I loved to do that.
Have you started getting some satisfaction lately?
Yeah, she's been so little. It's been so little, but it's starting to. And then we're talking about the depression. The musos are in such a hole at the moment, all of them.
Geez.
And Mirinda, good evening to you too. Lovely. She's there's Bev. Go Graham, we love you. Saying hello to Graham, fantastic. There, Sean's the best. CX lost a great man. Oh dear, CX. Donkey Don. And Beverly, from Don Derrickson to Beverly Erickson.
Oh.
I'll say, Shawnee, nice to see you on the show, PE legend. Well, Bev is also a PE legend.
She is.
Yes. Erinai Lowe. Is it Erinai?
Erinai and Donay are twins.
Oh, right.
They work in EDTA, the tourism department at the
lovely.
Municipality.
Okay.
And they are legends. They're
really?
youngish guys still.
Okay.
Probably in their 30s.
Oh, wow.
And
Full of
they
energy.
are so passionate. Passionate. And,
I love it.
You
The
guys
big
are
Christmas
almost-
tree. Said it's pretty stressful to put up Christmas trees. I see.
I did it again.
Did you?
And
Did
I
you
was
manage?
fine.
It's fine again. Okay. Agree
just-
with Sean. Dr. Potts is excellent. Handle my situation with sheer professionalism. Ian Dangers. Ian is just had a heart attack. Ian's from ADT.
Okay.
He handles our amazing ADT guys around here. They are.
Yeah.
They're incredible. They do patrols here. They're great. I like the ADT guys. Agree. And he says. So handles a situation with professionalism, and Dr. Potts, he's one of those guys, eh? Yeah. Mike Profferman, how's it? Good to see you out and about, Sean.
Mike's part of our home cell.
Oh, lovely.
Just the
Lovely.
most amazing man.
Mike and Jackie, we love them.
That's right.
We love
Yeah,
them.
and
They've won a
Daryl-
couple of prizes, those two. They're not allowed to enter the competition anymore. They've won too many.
Daryl
Keith
and
Clark.
Paddy are with us as well.
There's
That's
our
great.
Keith Clark. There we go. Keith, I think Sean's doing a lot of these talks. And he says he needs a bit of gin for his talks that he does.
Oh, Keith.
Keith is our punters guy. He does our punters gin.
And I'm loving it. Eh? I was saying, as Gino said, I've got a couple of talks coming up. There are normally 3 to 5 people there, so I can give you lots of exposure.
Lots of 5 people exposure for you. Nice to see Sean again. Thanks, Keith. Oh no, they call him KC. He's been in the liquor trade for years, I believe. I think I must perhaps have him on at some stage as well. Diane Schmidt, nice to see you again from old school days. One of your old school mates.
How's it?
Was it old Alex and Alexian?
Absolutely.
And Rob Taylor, our local AIM representative these days, our political party now. He's a political guy these days.
Listen, it's interesting, hey?
Yeah.
I don't get involved in politics, but I've seen different parties rule.
Yeah.
And I still haven't seen anyone do public service and say, I'm here to serve, not for myself. So it's going to be interesting with AIM, Krista and the guys.
Krista and the guys, I think it's going to be a strong one,
Without, the other guys do well.
Yeah. Look, the DA's doing nicely. And I haven't had the ANC guys on, which I should put some, have a look and see who we can have. And because we don't like to choose of the political parties and everything, but I'm all about the show's all about people in the end, so that's the way to do it. So let's go back. Magnetic Storm with your brother. Come on, you started out Magnetic Storm with your brother, DJs, eh?
Yeah.
Wiki.
I mean, I did that for 12 years. I started it, I think, just before I went for my army thing, and there's army.
Yes.
Another thing.
Another thing.
Before I go to varsity for my medical.
Okay.
And it's a Wednesday early afternoon.
Yeah.
And the medical Wednesday afternoon is sport.
Okay.
Sport.
Ja, sportdag.
And I come in there for my medical, and this takes one look at me while his golf partner's probably standing on the side.
K4, G4, whatever.
Yeah. He said, but don't worry, you're not going to get taken in, and blah, blah, blah. And
You can't pull that trigger.
Yeah, he didn't check me. He said, don't worry, off you go.
You're off.
Yes, I finish off with army, and I go there, and this oak says, you're in.
Into the
2
army.
years into
Really?
the army, and I
What?
shot and this and that and the other and everything.
Yeah, you gave 4 G4 and you still got.
There, but
Oh my word! So you didn't get out of it. You
one sigh in Bloemfontein,
one.
infantry.
Oh, in Bloemfontein.
Yeah, forget that I've got a degree. I thought
Yeah,
I'd
the
sneak in
infantry.
somewhere good.
No, they gave you a cuck spot.
Yeah, where the parabats are next door.
Crap!
And you've got to beat them. So your 4-minute miles and that, I've got to be 2.5 minute miles crawling.
Oh my word! Can you believe it? The parabats. Oh no! So you really had a hard the army as well. 2 years, full 2 years.
Full 2 years.
Oh,
I
the
ended
buggers.
up back here. Some really special people.
Yeah.
But magnetic storm days. I started it then. I went off to the army and Glenn started building it up.
Okay. Did Glenn start it first? Were you the gear guy? Was he was the gear guy and you were the DJ guy?
Yeah.
So you were the face of it. You were like, hey.
I was like, the best job on earth, because in those days, I mean, you had those Technics SLP 800 turntables. And you had cassette players.
Yes.
Yeah, no CDs or anything like that. And you had this hell of a thing.
Records.
That got carried in, and records. Yeah, like 4 cases of CD, of LPs
you can't just
and
download and
7
go.
singles.
You've got to have the physical records.
Yeah. And Glenn was amazing. He'd set up and take downs. I'd cruise in there, do the show, have a couple of
I
drinks
can
while I
just
was doing
imagine.
it.
Oh, I only
stumble
got this
out.
arm. Like, sorry, you can't carry the speaker. You bastard.
And then it is lovely. And Dev used to remark on it that we'd be walking in the shopping centre and a lady would come up to us, often any lady, and say, "Oh, you did my daughter's wedding." Nowadays, it's a bit scary because they say, "You did my wedding." So we're getting on a bit.
Oh my word! Absolutely.
And then,
of course, Glenn hates the fact that it was a DJ story. He's like trying to lose that thing, but we keep on bringing it back.
But he was amazing, Gino. I mean, he took over Magnetic Storm for me. I mean, we had guys like Darren Mann and Lance Duplessis and various people like that who did shows for us. I mean, it was a joy. Glenn took Magnetic Storm from a couple of disco units to where it is today.
Yeah.
He just is the most amazing man. And like Graham, and I think that's missing nowadays with a lot of people, is integrity.
Yeah. Glenn has always had that, but he's always had a kind heart. I remember going to him as an 22-year-old or whatever, looking for gear for our band, and Glenn was always there with us. He was always, okay, there he is. There's the old bugger. And always just so generous, and I've totally appreciated Glenn for that. Over the years, I've countless times we've been back to him. Keep calm and let Glenn land it. Nice one.
And there he is.
Look at that.
Oh, man.
The accident, huh? That's now
like that in a flash. Hey,
recently, for those of you who don't know, Glenn had a terrible car accident, and he's been recovering. I think he's getting back on his feet again.
Yeah, I mean, it's
surely.
one of the biggest nightmares of my life. We are at home. Glenn Myberg got called first because he's close by.
Yes.
And he phones us. Glenn's had a bad accident.
Sure.
And it was on Buffelsfontein, round about that filling station up at the
Sasol.
top there. Yeah.
Okay, there's
And-
a set of robots there.
Yeah, you get it's not even a turn. It's a gentle curve like that. and this pawpaw
Yeah.
got drunk and he drifted out head on into Glen.
Was Glenn
And
coming
Glen
up
was
towards
coming down towards town to fetch his daughter.
around
and
town, and he came and cut the
drifted
corner.
out. The guy just drifted out. It was raining. He went too quickly and he drifted out that way. And you arrive at a scene like that, Gino. Buffelsfontein is shut down.
Yeah.
Their cars are being diverted.
Yeah.
There are hordes of flashing
trucks
lights.
and things, and everybody.
And you
trying
walk through and you see Glenn's car and you think,
Oh my God! Yeah.
he's not going to be alive. And
Yeah.
then he's been carried to the ambulance, shouting out in pain because no one knew. His shoulder was absolutely shattered.
Oh.
So back,
Yeah.
teeth something or other, compressed fracture,
Teacup water.
shattered knee, shattered wrist. And he's a brave boy, hey?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know if I could do that. He got put back to the point where he had to learn to put his fingers together again, let alone learn to walk properly and all of that type of thing. He'd be standing there and doing sideways steps down the passage for 20 minutes at a time. Yeah. And I don't know if I'd have the bravery to get knocked back like that and start over again. And he's been amazing.
I suppose it's just a thing where you've got no choice.
Yeah,
you've got to do it. You've got to do it, and you put it. And if you mentally, you got to be mentally strong enough. Stick in your headphones again. We got a message from your brother. Come. Is he live?
Oh my
Let's
goodness!
have a look. Bring him in. Glenn.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Oh, lovely. I'm so glad we got you live.
Yeah. No pun intended, of course.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so glad you're looking good, man. You're looking healthy. And he's got a smile on his face. That's
He's
a good
single
thing.
as well, so girls.
Oh, the girls. Ladies.
Thanks a lot, Shaun.
He's the good-looking one.
You know. Glenn, so, I mean, we're just talking about you having to dig deep, man.
Yeah, Gino, you said it a minute ago. At the end of the day, you've got two choices. You can either wallow in it, or you can just knuckle down and get stuck in. And if you wallow in it, it's just going to take longer. I suppose that's one of the advantages of being in the events industry and whatnot. Over the years, we've just learned no matter what goes wrong, you just make a plan. So the plan is get off my ass and do something.
The show must go on. That's true. Right?
Yep.
It's true. But
but
incredible. I just Glenn, admirations out there, and I know you've been putting on your Facebook and blogging a bit. Is it a bit of therapeutic thing as well?
Very much so. It was very therapeutic. You just have to look back at my Facebook and see that I'm not exactly your average Facebooker. Everything before the accident is almost non-existent.
Yes.
And subsequent, now that nothing happens at any speed, it's not a hell of a lot happening either.
Yes, you're right. I mean, so tell us a little bit about the ordeal and how's the recovery going?
Yeah, it's I'm grateful to be alive. Lots of people said to me that Shaun said there too. When you look at the car, it's I shouldn't have lived. So I had lots of angels around me, and I'm very grateful. Yeah. I'm very grateful that I hadn't picked my daughter up yet as well, which could have been soul destroying.
That side was crunched.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
And then it's just a case of doing what the physios say. Keeping up with the exercises. It's definitely a case of no pain, no gain. That's something I've learned over the last 3 and a bit months.
Okay, yes.
But I just keep coming back to the fact of I have the opportunity. I'm still alive, and I'm not in a wheelchair, and I can get back to pretty damn close to normal. My shoulder might set me back a little bit, but I'm way better off than a lot of people who have been in that type of accident. So I'm very, very grateful. And I'm very grateful to Shaun and Bev as well for having me at their place for 2
Yes,
months.
looking
and,
after you like a nurse,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah. We had to take, those iron ore train trucks that come in.
Oh, really? Oh, to pick him up and...
he's got one of those trucks.
Oh, really?
In his shoulder.
Oh, right.
I mean, there's metal for Africa there.
Oh, man. Well, and also, I mean, you so much steel in your arm as well. There's a pile of steel all over it.
Yeah, no. I'm. What can I say? I'm going to get very friendly with the security at the airport.
I'm sure, like the man van Staal. There we go. I'm sure. And coming to Shaun's place, it's going to be you've still got 2 arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't be complaining on this side over here.
Never.
Yeah, he's got 2 arms. He's 2 arms. He's the good-looking one.
Yeah,
and the charming one.
Exactly.
And he stayed for us for 2 months, and I was worried that my wife would say, "Did I marry the wrong brother?"
The wrong Van Eck. Oh my soul, the jealousy and the stuff that's happening here as well. But now, just a quick one, Glenn. I mean, Magnetic Storm, the DJ business, we always bring it up. But how have you been?
It's part of our DNA. The thing is, yes, we're not that anymore, but it's definitely, that's where we started from, and that's where we learned our trade from as well. So definitely,
but I mean,
definitely
it's a massive,
can't ignore.
It's a massive thing at the moment. I mean, how are you handling from home? A lot of people are working from home, I suppose. But I mean, are you? There's obviously we've had a hell of a hit with the business. I know that, and I'm sure Magnetic Storm is feeling the pain as well. But have you been able to run stuff from home?
Yeah, with being at Shaun and that, I work from home. Now that I'm back at my home, I get the guys sort of a kilometer away, so I just get the guys to come pick me up and bring me home again. So I go into the office. You gotta give them the boot up, the proverbial from time to time, and remind them that you're still around.
Listen to this
in the nicest possible way.
Honestly, so you're getting the 3 miracles in one show. There we go. You're right. Denise Kemp is saying hello to you guys. Denise, we love Denise.
Yep, absolutely.
Hi, Denise.
and I hope she's doing okay. Her gigs never seem to end. She's still got gigs in COVID. I don't know how it's going with Denise. I hope it's going all right with you, Denise, and that you still have your functions that you do. She only chooses like 2 or 3 a year or something because she's so bloody good at it.
You're gonna get into trouble any minute now, Gino.
I know. But Glenn, I mean, have you tell us about some of the challenges that you've had there, Glenn? I mean, and what is sort of left for you now? You're up and walking?
Yeah, I'm up and walking. Just need to keep on. Every so often the leg feels like giving in, but it's just a case of as I say, just you just keep doing the exercises, keep walking. And then the shoulder's probably going to be another 3-4 months of physio just to get it as far as we can get it. But once again, I keep going back to the fact that I'm exceptionally lucky. So no complaints from my side. And as far as the business goes, it's the same with Shaun and the tourism coach, and that obviously we've all taken a hit. You guys have taken a hit as well. It's a case of just. It's a case of outlast. It's definitely going to come back. There's no doubt about it. I'm hearing via the grapevine that we might get some good news in the next few days, next week or so, from the president.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad for that.
Which will really obviously help a lot. And the other big thing that we just all need to promote is, the more people we get vaccinated, the less chance, or the more people who can come to events, because that is something you can see it's happened overseas, where it's a case of that's your sort of that's your pre-entry ticket before you buy your main ticket into events now. And I think it's going to become and for tourism as well. If we want tourists to feel confident to come, especially from the countries that have a slightly older population, then we must be able to convince them that they're not going to get it by coming to South Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. You're so right. And one question for you is tell us what it's like having Shaun as a brother.
Oh my goodness.
How long do you have?
Yes. He's going to the loo first. He's going to loo while you talk about that. What was Shaun like as a youngster? Was he a pain in the arse?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah. I'm the silent one. He got all the gift of the gab, and
oh yes.
I think he was trying to put some of his traits onto me just now, but he was also the naughty one, and he's the one who how shall we say, fully experienced his university career.
Oh, lovely.
and it's actually quite amazing, because we basically 6.5 years apart. While we were at school, and that obviously weren't that close, but over the years we've grown a lot closer, and also because we're so different, we actually complement each other. And I think once we both accepted the fact that Shaun is Shaun and I'm who I am, that we actually really just make a great team.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think so. I mean, it was certainly evident in those early days. So I remember, it was like but you've clearly a little bit more OCD. Would you say? Are you the more ADD or OCD?
Just a little bit.
Everything has to be just so.
Possibly. I was like that for 3 days.
Oh, right.
And I thought it was very boring. Lining the toothpaste and the toothbrush up and that.
Oh, right. Okay. And then it just all went out the window. so it's like, Shaun is the great ideas guy. Wow, come on, let's do it. And Glenn's like, hang on.
Go for it, Glenn.
No, I was just going to say, you've got to play to your strengths,
Is there particularly naughty or funny memory of Shaun that you can share with us, Glenn?
Not ones that I can share with you now.
I didn't know you knew about this.
No. The silent one, it sometimes plays in your favor. But the biggest thing that's always amazed me with Shaun is his passion for tourism and for PE or Kabeja or Nelson Mandela Bay, or whichever one we're using today. And just from the point of view of the country, it is something we need so badly to create jobs and that type of thing. And I think it's so underrated as to how much emphasis we put on it. And I think it deserves so much more attention.
Absolutely. I think it's one thing that we can so easily bring in finance or money from other places, and that's not brought in from here. It's brought in from outside and in, which is what we need so badly.
Yeah, and it's also something you can't really automate. So it's always going to be a job creator. Maybe if we were in China, we'd start putting robots out to greet people, but we're still in South Africa, so we rather have people.
Yes. No, we like that. We like that, absolutely.
And that's I just wish that's something that we could get really stuck into, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to help all of us. If we can get more people employed and more money into our metro, it can make so much difference.
For sure, absolutely, for sure. Is there anything that people would be surprised to hear about Shaun that you know about?
You should give me time to think of that one.
You know, something that's like, oh, you didn't know that Shaun did that? Yes, no, he can do that, you know.
Yeah. Well, actually, there's one which dates back quite a long time. Is that Shaun was in the first team cricket team at Alex.
Oh, the first team cricket, eh?
Yeah.
Really? One-handed batsman.
One-handed
Just like
batsman
that, eh?
and spin bowler.
Spin bowling. Nogal, eh? Yeah, you
And
know.
eventually they said to him that he had to choose tennis or cricket because they couldn't choose
Oh,
for
really?
him.
Did you choose tennis then? You were
I did.
because
got
the
out.
girls. Because of the girls. That's why I chose it. Because the girls.
Of course,
Don't come
yeah.
with any other cuck. It's because of the girls.
Exactly.
and you can achieve so much more in a short space of time. Cricket, you just got to work too hard for too long.
Is that the way? Is that the way he rolls?
Got to wait too long until you can get to the bar and have the beer afterwards.
Yeah.
Did you know that Shaun broke the Guinness World Record of playing the longest tennis
For the
game
tennis?
ever in the? Yeah.
I was there.
Were you there?
I was there.
It was the longest game of tennis ever. Is that
Yeah,
right?
we played tennis doubles.
Yeah, tennis
and we played for 85 hours and 7 minutes. And our good old mate, Gavin Cowley,
Yes. Oh yeah.
and his mates held the record before that. And they
wow.
did 60 hours. So we,
Good Lord. So it was actually an Eastern Cape thing we thought of.
yeah.
The longest tennis. That is fantastic.
And we had a hell of a party afterwards.
I'm sure. But except for the guy who was the chap that was with you that couldn't
Derek
carry
Helm, yeah.
Derek Helm. Is that his name? He couldn't carry on anymore, Glenn.
He could carry on, but he
not
asked,
everyone has the same stamina.
Yeah.
Jeez,
You said
I
he
did
asked
some
where
strange
he's
things.
gonna. What did he ask?
where the hole was.
Yeah,
for the ball
he's going to
to
hit
go.
the ball, and he said, "Where's the hole?" And then they knew that they had to stop because they were going to kill somebody.
All of us went through it. We had Raffles, Richard Etherington, and Don Galloway. They're all well-known acts in the hockey circles.
All right.
I used to do the music for warmer Easter hockey tournaments.
Oh, right. Okay, the hockey guys. Yes, you're right.
Hooligans.
Yeah. Hockey people are known for that. They are. But Glenn, thank you, man. I'm so glad to see that you're on the road to recovery.
Yeah.
And you've been
Gino.
you've been an inspiration. Honestly, for reading your posts online has been fantastic as well. And the strength that you've shown through this whole experience has been amazing, Glenn. So kudos to you for that. And we're with you all the way.
Thanks,
And he's
Gino. I really
single.
appreciate it.
And,
Thank
and
you,
he's
Shaun.
single as well. He's
And
single.
so a pretty nurse would do nicely at
A
the
pretty
moment.
nurse would be, but you know the problem is that all that cuck that's behind him there that he's got to clean up, that shelf doesn't look too neat there, bro. So you know they're
Hey,
probably
it's
looking
all
at that
label.
and-
It's all label.
Can you see that one though?
which one?
How
Deb-
to handle the first date
and also
and get a kiss.
oh nice, and then Debbie does what's his an old classic there.
No, hang on. I covered that one up. You can't see it.
So much easier on the computer.
You know, it's Glenn, we're going to go and give you time to go and tidy up your shelves. Thank you so much for coming on. We
Pleasure,
love you,
guys.
man.
Enjoy.
Love you, Glenn. Love you, boss.
Love you too.
Ciao.
Good to
Ciao.
see you. Cheers.
Ciao, ciao. Oh man, Glenn.
Legend, eh? Absolute
Yes,
legend.
no, and such a lovely chap.
Yeah, and I can't wait for things to get going again.
Yeah.
Gino, it's heartbreaking.
It is.
To look at that warehouse full of equipment.
Oh, at Max
Just
Storm,
going,
I mean, they've
Jesus.
got the most beautiful equipment there. Liam Prince saying, "How's it?" Well, there's one of the Max Storm guys, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Brothers continue to inspire in ways that you don't even know. It's
Thanks,
true.
Liam.
Leading from the top, totally. Just like getting stuck in and going for it. I think that's one of Glenn's secrets as well. Is that he doesn't expect anybody to do anything that he won't do himself.
Yeah. And you, I mean, that was, you picked up on it exactly with the Splash Festival when we started that with Vodacom. I had the silly ideas, night beach volleyball. And he was the oak who had to create the poles with the lights and everything. He was the oak, I got all these sponsors, and he was the oak where all the sponsors' banners arrived 2 days before, and he and the team had to put it up. And then I'd walk around. I don't think that's quite right. And he'd fix it. I would have clapped me over the side of the pier by then.
I don't think
it was amazing.
The angle of that's not really right, you know. It's like, shut up, you bastard. Oh, lovely.
He's an amazing guy.
But tell me about this coaching before we get to our questions, because you've been doing township tourism as well, which I love.
Gina, it is so exciting. Yeah, that's been one of the great privileges of my life, and I fell into it really, that I've been in positions where I've been able to try and inspire people and make a difference.
Yes.
This chapter of my life, and I did it down in Nysen and that as well, but working with the township guys and the tourism guys there, we're doing a lot with Walmer at the moment.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
We'll launch something at next year's Indaba, and all the other development forums. Walmer's like the
Becher of Becher.
Yeah, absolutely. And all of these guys at the tourism development forums just inspire me every time I'm with them. So it's the right time, because tourists are now looking for more immersive, hands-on, conversational type of tourism. Yeah. You go on to Airbnb Experiences, that website.
Yes.
And you'll see what people are looking for. Not these big, huge tourist attractions and queues and crowds anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what we can provide. And
they want to see the real world.
Yeah. And our municipal guys and our councillors. Yeah. I mean, our councillor for tourism is the most amazing woman on
Who
earth.
is that? Who's that?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Yes.
Not allowed to say.
I've gone
blank.
Absolutely blank.
Okay. I don't know which councillor. Somebody can put the councillor for the tourism councillor. Put a name on there.
I am sorry. I've just gone absolutely blank.
But I mean, so obviously she's involved getting and cutting down that red tape, because often that's the thing, eh?
Yeah.
And what kind of experience do you do then with the township journey? The food,
we with Walmer as an example. It's the only township that we can find in South Africa that wasn't forcibly removed.
Yes.
That stayed in the middle of the white areas.
Yes.
So we branding it the one that got away.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow. Okay.
And we
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah. So, there we are.
There we go.
Sijadu.
Siasanga Sijadu. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, Councillor. I am, and there's Irene sending it through to us.
It's not an easy name for us, you know.
No, but she's lovely.
No, that's fantastic.
We
it's good to hear.
often.
I love to hear that. And it's you know, you've got to have the right people in place to stimulate this whole thing as well. So it's going to need stimulation now.
Yeah, the experiences thing, Gino. The very simple definition of it is we used to provide products and services. So you'd go to a restaurant for a crayfish or seafood meal or whatever. You now take it up a level. So you create connection and hands-on and that type of thing. So what you're trying to do is stimulate emotions.
Wow.
You want people to feel something, which is what gets them. I mean, social media is about boasting, isn't it? Check what I'm doing.
Take a selfie. It's true, but they want that real feel, and I think the internet has done that as well. They don't just want to go and look at a church or look at an old. I mean, they're beautiful. We've got some beautiful monuments around. We've got the pyramids and the Campanile and the thing. But you know, to get into the township and get the real feel as well. That's amazing. I love that.
That spontaneity, which is amazing, and just changing it up. I mean, you've got a normal tour guide who talks along the way. That will be there, but what we're going to do in Warmers, there's a beautiful drama school that Sharon Rother
and Linda Louise
started. That's right,
Linda Louise,
and we're talking to them about using their actors, young people from the township, and they will jump on board and act in character and tell the stories in character.
Isn't that amazing?
So
imagine the tourists, how they're going to love that. They're going to love it.
We're going to do a 4D of a protest march.
Oh wow!
You'll be able to put the goggles on and right in the middle of the town of a
virtual
protest
reality.
March. And lots of other things. And there's the Tourism Development Forum there, and in the other areas are just beautiful.
Maybe our protest march is now part of our cultural selling point.
But imagine that. Imagine being in the middle of it with signs like they used to have, the protest songs.
Yes, of course.
And this particular story is, that's where the emotion comes in. It's based on a young girl who died in the 80s in a protest march when she was hit by a tear gas canister. I mean, and we could have built a monument for her or something like that. And that would be a product for service. We would talk about it.
For sure.
So what we're doing with this is using 4D, which Rooftop have given us advice on. And so it'll be this thing that comes past you, and we'll get one of Sharon and Linda Louise's young lady actors, and she'll link it. So she'll be saying, we got up just like any other morning, and then we heard that Comrade Steve Biko had died, or whatever it might be, and this is where we are. And she'll do the linking while this whole thing is happening, and then the emotion at the end of it, as the crowd's clear, she'll be lying on the road.
Oh man!
And
that's it's amazing, and that's makes me excited because I love tourism for me as well. Also, just we've got to get the tourists in here, and there's so much to give. There's so much potential in our city.
And that's what tourism is all about. It's about stories. Not only telling stories there, but using them in our social media and content on websites and that type of thing. If you don't grab people at the beginning, they don't click on your pages.
You're right.
And
It's true.
I mean, like the Wild Coast, which is one of my soul places. I'm working on a thing at the moment, and I'm going to suggest to them that they use the sign-off line of "When last were you seduced by nature?"
So it's like, it's a lovely. That is really nice. That's true, because you need to get out there. It tells you need to get out there. It's going to seduce you. Danae Lowe says people travel thousands of kilometers to experience different cultures, but we have so many ones to experience in our city. Just need to step out of our comfort zone. You're so right, Danae. You're so right. And that also helps.
Them with our bay. I mean, old Lloydie with raggy charters.
Yes, right.
I mean, our bay has just recently been awarded the status of Whale Heritage Site, which includes the dolphins and that as well. Gino, we're one of only 10 in the world. And it includes huge places like Vancouver and the Comores and that type of thing.
No more whales. I saw some figures this morning, just this very morning, saying that in 1970 that the nature had been depleted by something like 30% or 40%, and now it's even 290 is sitting at like 68% or something that's been depleted. So in Africa and right here in PE in Gqeberha in Nelson Mandela Bay, we've got incredible nature, and it's full.
Yeah.
We've got to hang on to this with our dear lives, so we honestly do.
So help me here. Let's just do it. We don't want fish farms.
Oh, we don't
want fish farms.
We don't want those fish farms. They must bugger off. Yeah. No, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Goodness.
You know, we can find tourism can make money. Absolutely, it can
And
make
events.
money.
I mean,
Yes, I see. A tourism coach. This is your coaching.
Yeah.
Tell us about the coaching. Tell us.
Yeah, I've once again I've put through
Your book as well. I see.
Yeah, I've put together stuff that I think is so relevant now. We still in the look and tell type of stage in tourism. Most people don't create experiences.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to study the brain a bit and research. And you think of tourism brochures that you've seen. The latest research that is coming out says that visual is what it's all about. So you need nice big photos that have an emotional connotation and storytelling.
Okay.
The part of the brain that makes decisions that does not understand language.
Yeah.
And that's
so it just makes it like the visual thing. As visual learners, I mean, my dear wife Philippa is a teacher. She's an educational consultant. She talks about the visual people, the auditory people, and the visual thing is so big.
Well, it's what defines, and Simon Sinek was one of the big guys on that. It's what defines our decision making with buying, not only in tourism, but tourism is huge on that. And so you think of brochures that have been there over the years. Little tiny photos of bedrooms with no one in them.
What's that?
Nice. You want one big visual with a really nice story. There was one from Australia a while ago, and it said where seafood comes with ancient stories.
Yeah.
And it is an ad for the Aboriginal guys, so the guy standing there with a tourist with a.
That's it. You just look at that picture, immediately you've got the whole idea. It's so right.
No bullet points.
Yeah.
The brain just tunes out.
Okay.
Says.
I like bullet points when I'm doing things. I like to read bullet points, but I don't. But you're right. A picture speaks so much quicker.
Yeah. You just, there's so much competition. It's one of the things that the internet and that has brought is from us going to a travel agent. And I think travel agents might come back because people are unsure now of where they can go and
it's
what
fake
they can do.
news and not fake news. You need to go with somebody that you know as well.
So from that point of view, it's so important. I actually lost my train of thought.
No. It's I'm pouring you a drink. That's why I'm getting
I was distracted.
There we go. Cheers. There we go. A little bit of grapefruit, I think we got going on. So the coaching, and you're doing talks. You're doing talks with corporates and stuff as well.
Yeah. So the coaching is on creating experiences. So it takes that. Including the brain stuff and looks at that, how we can be more effective. So that's the one. I've got one on tourism storytelling in your digital space as well as on site. Got one called Madiba's Service Revolution, which I just loved researching that. You read the books about him, and what I did is I took the things that made him special, and I've related that to service. So his thing of when you're with him, you're the only person that he focuses on. There are hundreds of people doing things around and trying to get his attention. And the common phrase that when I was doing the research that I found is that people say he made us feel like royalty.
Wow. So you really is that focus.
So you take that and you look at customer service and how you focus on one person at a time. So that's fun. I'm doing some consulting to tourism destinations and that as well. But my heart is in these townships and Nelson Mandela Bay. And I think we must do that from a tourism point of view. I respect all the emotions and that behind the city names. But why, when you've got an international icon, if you could look at a whole thing of logos and one of them said Nelson Mandela Bay, I mean, you'd go, what do I do to get it?
Got to go there.
And we've got it. So,
Look, I quite like the name Bergies from Gqeberha. You know, I think we must
like
make that a thing.
Valley.
Yeah,
they there.
I think we must make Bergies a thing. Andrew Freeborn, he was on the show a little while ago as well, and he came up with that. He said the Bergies from Gqeberha, and I quite like that because it sounds better than Port Elizabethans.
Absolutely.
You know? No, we're just Bergies, and it's so true we are. Thanks for all your hard work. And you and your fellow NBT board members were put in to help at our tourism industry, especially during these trying times. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much, Danae.
You've got to look at that. Yeah, we have one full-time employee at the moment because of funding shifts and that, who does all the admin and that. But I have a board: the Glenn Patpins, Sheena Wilmots. Andrew Stewart, who's one of the newer guys, Lucinda Phoebe, who are voluntary guys, and Sean Fitzhenry, whose business went under, I think partly because he spent so much time on Nelson Mandela Bay tourism. But they give their time and efforts freely, and that's the type of people we want.
The passionate people. You have to have them.
And that's what Donna and Irene speak about, is that partnership. You have to have a partnership between private enterprise and public. You can get the promotion going here and be brilliant, but if you don't get the bums in beds and on seats, you might as well not do it. So we've got a wonderful relationship there of working together, and that's
good. And you passionate people. So a team. It's going to form some sort of team. All right. I think it's pretty much time to get to. I don't know if Gary's got some more pictures or something there. I don't know. I see him busy on the PC where he's got some. What pictures are these? Let's have a look here. What is that? Well, that's Shaw Leslie, and that's Roy Simpson. And I see Neil Pino. And
Roy.
A lovely young Lance Duplessis at the back there. And
Jill Stewart.
And Jill Stewart. That is such a young photo.
I know. we most of us started together on Elgo FM. I had a Sunday afternoon show called The Laziest Show on Radio. And we did broadcasts from the Naughty Cat and thing. Gina, I remember that so well. We had this mad idea, like Glenn was talking about, to go and broadcast off the Naughty Cat, off Hobie Beach. And we'll invite listeners along and everything. The only thing I didn't think about is in those days you had repeaters on buildings. So as this thing's moving around in the water, there's an oak standing with a signal doing this. And I remember Tony Elliott, who was a wonderful man, the GM at SABC, said to me, Shaun, if this doesn't work, we will not see you on the air again.
I got you, but I can't believe the young faces. Don't forget your service course. What's the service course?
Goodness. Well, it's the Madiba Service Revolution.
So we did remember that, Glenn. We got it, yes.
It is so special. And the funny thing about this, and we were talking about it in tourism the other day, is that unlike the old days where you sent things out to people, we in Nelson Mandela Bay at the moment need to create almost a network of people who inspire and enthuse the next circle of people. And we need people like that. We need folks who are so much in love with this destination that they are prepared not just to forward an email, but to phone 5 people, locals, and say, Oaks, you've got to do this. I went to that restaurant and they were doing something for Tourism Month with a chef from the township tweaking up traditional
recipes and
food
stuff,
and that. And you can put an ad in the newspaper and it's good. It's good for awareness. But it takes someone saying to you, I did it and you've got to do it to move you to the next level.
Because you've got to have somebody that's experienced it themselves, that's telling you face to face as well. Passionate. It's amazing. You've got to see this.
That could be the difference.
There we go. Look at that handsome Spansome and a lovely bride.
Oh, that bride.
Honestly.
Gino, she's a miracle. She has Crohn's disease. And she almost died. 8 or so years ago.
She fighter as well then, eh?
Well, look at that.
Look at those teeth. Definitely a very dangerous lady.
You look under her right hand as you're looking at it. There's an external bag there. It was just after the operation, so there's a bag. This is one of the things of people becoming too proud. We said to the guy here, Dr. Fredericks, should we get a second opinion? And he said, Mrs. Van Eck, you've got the worst case of Crohn's I've ever seen in my life. He basically said, live with it. And then eventually we went down to Cape Town. Dr. Wright and Dr. Elliott, they call him the bum doctor.
Good name, that.
And he created an internal pouch out of the small intestine by doing that, sewing it together and then cutting through it. So Bev doesn't have that anymore, and she's as close to normal as anyone could, from us being afraid in those days to take a drive 5Ks away.
Terrible pain.
Terrible pain. And
I mean, I know that Tinny Smith had Crohn's. I remember that in the early days, and I mean, he had operation after operation.
And that's where prayer comes in. Hey, Bev, we rushed her in, and the surgeon said to us, we can't operate on you tonight because you won't make it. You're not strong enough.
Holy crap.
And he said, if you make it, we're going to feed you internally, and if you make it tomorrow. And apparently when they opened Bev up, the surgeon said, my God, how are we going to do this? And there she is. She's beautiful, inspirational, and she loves me. I mean,
isn't it a pleasure?
It's a
lovely.
Pleasure.
Aren't you lucky? Because nobody else would love you.
I know.
No,
she's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous.
These pictures, what is that?
That's the boardwalk. I mean, look at that. Debbie Lerm at the front.
Debbie, I see Debbie.
There's Graham and Megan on the right-hand side. That, I think, and other people. Nick Kumpan over there, our cashiering manager. That was, we went to the World Cup rugby final, and we watched it at the boardwalk after we'd left, and we won. I mean, it was
that's
such
the
a
Boardwalk Conference Centre. That's still there. We've still got that there. Yes, those lovely chandeliers and those lights.
Mandy, and I think that's Gloria at the front over there. Or it. Oh, I'll tell you in a moment.
Margaret?
It might be.
I'm trying to think of it. Debbie.
Debbie's there, and one of our board members, and I've gone blank again.
Bongi.
Yes.
Bongi. Yes, that's Bongi. They're in the front. Yes, I remember Bongi.
And that, it takes me back. You see how it happened.
It's comedy gold,
man, that thing, and it was made out of newspaper, but hell, it was sharp and it fits. Oh goodness! And the wine vat. I mean, I got into the wine vat. I got through most of it. And then I got out, and as I was leaving, I lost my arm.
Lost your arm.
And I couldn't drink the rest of it.
How
It was
many
very
shots have
sad.
you got of that? I mean,
Oh, man.
That's comedy gold. That's
It's beautiful.
There's Bongi again. There you go.
Yeah,
The guys.
absolutely. The guy's there.
Is that Kusta?
It is Costa.
That's Kusta Jack there in the middle.
Amazing man.
Yes,
really
fantastic.
amazing man.
We've had him on the show here as well. It's been marvelous.
His story, Gino, is inspirational. Hey, of how his family
Incredible.
got kicked off the farm
Yeah.
in Alexandria that
On
they
that
were
wagon.
on, and they ended up on the side of the road
Yeah.
in a tent for some time.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
Incredible, eh?
And here's this.
Yeah.
Can I quickly slip in a story about
Yes,
Costa?
please. Kusta.
Which-
Somebody tag Kusta. He's always in touch. I've been SMSing and been WhatsApping him.
Yeah, so Graham told me the story, and Costa's never told it himself because he's a modest man, but I trust Graham to have given me the truth. Costa, with the Truth and Reconciliation Committee, Gideon Nivet, I think it was, who tortured him stuckant.
Yes.
Comes before the committee and they say, that's fine, you can have a pardon as long as you go and make good with all the people that you tortured.
Yeah.
And he goes and meets Costa and does his thing. And eventually Costa says to him, so how's your life now? Yeah, in an interesting, not a judgmental point way. And you said, you can imagine, my life's a mess now. Yeah, I'm the villain.
Yeah.
And you said the thing that distresses me most is I've got a son who could be a Springbok in the future. Yeah. And there's a rugby tour. He was still a schoolboy at that stage, going to England. Yeah. And I can't afford to send him.
Yeah.
And the act was paid for.
Oh, my word.
By Costa.
Oh, my soul.
I mean,
and
the cold shiver stuff.
No, incredible stories that we had from Costa as well, and he's got this integrity movement, about to integrity movement, and he is I totally get his integrity. He's amazing. Fiction leads. Here we go. Very nice. All right, I think it's time to do some.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Mention the one photo that we didn't have on there, and I just want to pay tribute to him. Is my old mate Craig Nancaro, who is my twin in tourism.
Oh, right,
and passed away about 10 or 15 years ago. I took over the job that he was doing in Knysna.
In Knysna, okay, when you went up to Knysna.
just a little...
Craig, it's a good mate, and it's... I mean, with COVID as well, everybody's losing family and friends as well.
We lost our mom 2 months ago. And we all had COVID.
So we've had it already, and the injection as well. So you double vaccinated.
Please get vaccines. Come on, guys. Anyone who doesn't, I'm going to stick.
There we go.
That's Mom.
Is that your
her
mom?
last days. That was me sitting with her saying,
the COVID and everything.
Breathe through your nose, Mom.
Breathe through your nose.
Because the oxygen was there.
Of course.
Loved her huge.
Oh, shame, man.
There she is. I love cooking, by the way.
Was she quite a strong woman as well?
She was 93 there.
Wow.
And up till a year before that, she still drove well.
Holy moly.
Had the brightest
Mom, you've got to stop driving.
And she was one of those people that was so passionately in love with Jesus. I used to get a bit of a thrill with it. But she had these things called tracts, which were printed Bible verses that on like an A5 or something like that. Even
smaller one. Or big one.
Smaller. No, I'm going the wrong way there.
It's
A5, A6.
Yeah.
And we would stop at the petrol station, for instance, and the pompjochie would be there, and she would go, I want to give this to you.
Oh, man.
And I mean, just a minute. That's our family.
Is that your family?
Yeah.
Okay, so
the three who have become my children, who I ran away from for a while.
Oh, really? Absolutely
And
gorgeous.
then,
It's like a
yeah.
whole bunch of models up there.
Yeah, the two on either side are twins.
Okay,
Who
okay.
could not be personality-wise
Always
more
further
different.
apart.
And my daughter from our first marriage,
Yes.
second from the left there, with the blonde hair mix.
Oh, what a lovely bunch of daughters, eh?
They are, and
Hey.
you can't see Greg,
Oh,
good-looking
Greg has
boy.
got his
Yeah.
Bev the handwriting.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want you to see my son. He was an amazing story. He missed 2 years of school
Yeah.
because he was down in Jeffreys Bay and he was going to become a DIY guy.
Okay.
And he came back and he went to Pearson
Yeah.
and absolutely, obviously having lost 2 years,
Yes.
struggled,
Yes,
failed
yes. Oh.
4 of his 7 subjects first
Man,
time
shame
round,
on hell.
passed matric with a couple of distinctions. He had an Afrikaans
Came back.
girlfriend and she taught him
Is it, eh?
Afrikaans.
You're going to leer, hoor jy?
And he ended up with the CA board exam, and this is the miracles that happen, Gino. He ended up top 10 in the country.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you just go, oh,
Yeah. What
really?
the hell? What the hell? The school system failed him. It failed him so badly. Oh, man, that is just so hectic. Okay, let's have a look at some of these some of the general questions. Yeah. What about the most adventurous thing you've ever done in your life?
Yes, I remember that well. I love the Transkei, the Wild Coast,
Okay.
as I've said.
Yes.
And in the days of, it wasn't called curfew, it was state of emergency.
Oh,
or
state of
something
emergency,
like that.
yes.
We went in there, 2 of us,
Yeah.
and we walked from Port St. John's to Coffee Bay. 5 days. Gino, God's earth. Hardly seeing people, the odd little oak from the local communities who'd offer you crayfish that they'd got.
You
And
get to
you'd
eat
cook
one.
these beautiful crayfish, which I know isn't, but it was then.
Yes, then
It was a
then.
state of emergency.
And you were all alone. You had no choice.
There we were on beaches,
Incredible.
on a river mouth with mangrove forest further up there. No one, and it was
Whole
like
bunch of ganja,
yeah, on the cliff at Coffee Bay,
you know.
and we had to sleep over at the Holiday Inn on the way out because I had a flat tire.
Oh man. Oh,
And
dear.
we're going to miss the cutoff, so we went to the Holiday Inn in Umtata, and just so many stories. So that was wonderful. And
lovely.
there's a guy called William Ross, and they do walks up the Wild Coast, that sort of glamping thing.
Okay,
and they
wow,
stay in
okay.
all of the hotels.
See, your love for tourism comes out of there as well, eh?
but
It does. It does.
And that was a brilliant adventure.
And what is there a most spontaneous marrying me with 3 kids? That's the most adventurous thing you ever did. My God, that was adventurous indeed.
It's like the Brady Bunch, but
The Brady Bunch or the Brandy Bunch?
yeah, Bev is a designated driver because of the crone she can't drink.
She can't drink, so you
I can
you have a
party.
little bit of a party. Thank you, Bev Watrous, saying great show, Gino. Awesome interview. Thank you, Bev Watrous. We love you too.
We do.
The more gin we have, the more we love you. Is there a difference in the most spontaneous thing that you've ever done?
Too many, huh?
Is it? Are you quite
A couple of
you just go for it
a
sometimes.
couple of drinks later, I do very silly
really?
things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Bev will remind me of a couple
right.
of those, but
Bring up some stories, Bev. We like to hear those ones. The ones when you had one too many.
it just I'm lucky enough to have awesome. One of the things I did.
Oh yes.
Gino, my girls, the 3 of them, the twins and the daughter from our first marriage, my daughter from our first marriage, we now go to Knysna.
Yes.
And I know these girls, I mean, they're gorgeous. They're drop dead gorgeous
they
at
are,
that
they
stage. And I am trying to convince them of this, and I'm getting flack from them. Oh no, Dad, Shawnee, it's not really so, and everything.
Yes.
And we're driving close to 34 degrees south.
All right.
Or, that one on the channel there.
Yes.
And here is a school bus full of cricket players who touring the area.
A whole bunch of testosterone.
Oh, and they play cricket on the paving there. And I take the car, I drive right into the middle of the cricket players, and I say, "Hey guys, are these girls hot?"
I love it.
And the one guy was a bit shy, and he wouldn't say anything, so I say anything, so it's better.
Hardest did you ever win? When was that?
And it was a pleasure. I told you that mission statement about the most attractions in the Eastern Cape. And we were totally and absolutely dedicated to that. We'd work 14 hours to be able to achieve that. All I had to do was motivate them every now and then. But it was that type of thing. We never worked 8 till 5 or whatever our shifts were. And that goes back to Graham.
Isn't it amazing that this whole that the whole boardwalk thing was driven by these passionate people?
Yeah.
It's like you don't think of a corporate like that. Corporate is often, I think of like The Office with Ricky Gervais,
yes.
where the guys just sit there and they take the paycheck and they don't give a crap about what they do. But really, if everybody pulls together, it's really special, and I think that they gave the boardwalk such a launch.
That's where our metro needs to go to now. People need to take. We're going into a period after COVID where this metro has such potential, especially from a tourism point of view, and all the guys out there as locals can become our champions. And it's time for us to do that again, to take personal responsibility for being freaking excited about our destination, our city and area, and raving about it. It doesn't take anything.
It doesn't, because I think everybody that stays in PE really enjoys PE. And when we go elsewhere and we think, I want to come back to PE. It's like that's how it is. Nelson Mandela Bay has got to become that destination that everybody's raging about. You've got to come down there. It's amazing. It's so chilled. It's 10 minutes to anywhere. I love it. I'm
we'll
totally
give
there.
people the sales pitch. We'll help them. But that's what we need now. We need full-hearted commitment from
everybody.
People.
From everybody.
I walked the Sacramento Trail during lockdown.
Beautiful.
I mean,
all the way to Saudi Bay. And then you get to Saudi Bay and there's like more.
It carries
it's the most
on.
beautiful beach ever.
And you sit down and have a gin and tonic and then walk back again.
Exactly. I mean, I look at the canon, the history there is amazing. Those guys, it was before Van Riebeeck hit the Cape.
Before the Cape,
when that shipwreck hit there. And those guys walked all the way to freaking Lorenzo Marx, not to Cape Town. And I found out, I did some research. I realized they walked to Lorenzo Marx because it was Portuguese, and the Portuguese were at war with the Dutch. So they couldn't come down to the Cape because the Cape was in the Dutch control. So it would be walking into the war zone. They can't go there. They have to walk up to Maputo.
I've been doing research on it as well, and it's fascinating. I mean, imagine that. There's nothing. There's the African bush. And you walking all of that way. And they're heart sore stories. People would be left behind if they weren't strong
Sick
enough
or
in that.
not.
And I think there were 78 that got to shore.
Wow.
And I think 17 of them got up to the top.
Made it. Yeah, made it.
And they actually joined up with people from another ship.
Yes,
that had
another
been
ship had
wrecked
also
as
been
well.
wrecked because of that same storm.
Yeah.
There was another storm that they wrecked a little bit further up, I think, and they joined them. It's amazing. It's an amazing story, that Sacramento story. And you go there, and there are the cannons.
Yeah.
And those cannons were a gift to the King of Portugal from China.
Yeah.
Now you're wondering, why would he give him cannons? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Research it. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's an incredible story.
Walnut Township is a fascinating story as well.
Yeah.
And we've collected that much
Wow,
stuff
I mean,
on it. And
I've
we'll
got some
put
old
it out
aerial
there
pictures somewhere. I must find for you. I've got aerial pictures of early
okay.
Walnut Township.
Yeah.
It's so small, and
Love
it
that.
grows and grows and grows.
Gino, and we go back to those things, and that's where I'm talking about the passion and that of setting trends. You remember we had the whole thing. My old mate Peter Miles, who was one of the most committed and wonderful men in the city, and put it on the map.
Yeah.
He did the City of Firsts things.
Okay.
But you look at the township, for instance, New Brighton and Lunga and Utenag.
Yeah.
You've heard of the struggle underground, where they were getting clapped whenever they met in public. So what they decided is to go underground, and they created street committees.
Sure.
So you would have 8 to 10 houses.
Yeah.
That was the basic cell.
Wow.
And then there were people who joined those together and were the next level up.
Okay.
And eventually, obviously, it got to the people who were in charge or were deciding what should be done. And the information flowed both ways.
You were so like a mini corporation that's going down the hierarchy.
Yeah, and that formed the basis for the whole thing in South Africa. So that was started in New Brighton and Lunga and Utenag. And that is what we've got.
Yeah. It's our history as well. It's our history,
It's there. Yeah. It's saying we're not a copy.
Yeah.
We are authentically Nelson Mandela Bay, and we have incredible thinking and incredible passion.
I get it totally, and I'm getting into the Gqeberha thing. I love that it's Khoisan, that it's the San and the Khoi words, because they haven't had enough recognition in this country of ours, and the Khoisan were here originally.
There are fish traps at Cape Recife.
Yes.
Khoisan fish traps. And that has been not jokingly, with a wink referred to as the first industry in the world, where they would build these, almost like little dams, tiny, and it would be straight, and the tide would come in, and the fish would swim
stuck in there
as it goes out, and they go and harvest it.
There we go. Isn't that amazing?
And it is. I cannot wait for us at a place like Cape Recife to be serving, and there was a thing called Kakaka Mamas or something like that, which is a book written about Khoisan food and how they prepared.
Hey, now we're talking.
There,
would you like to have some Khoisan food? I wouldn't mind that. I'll give it a go.
It is delicious. So you can go. You'll have the. Now think about the experience thing we spoke about.
Okay.
You go there. You get the fish that would have been harvested. You're taken by someone up into the fynbos above there, and they tell you about the medicinal, but more importantly, the buhu and things like that we used for flavoring.
Okay.
And you come down, and with the guidance of one or two of the Khoi people, Ernie Bergens' guys, that's a whole other story of how committed people are. Not Ernie Bergens. Oh my goodness, Christian Martin.
Christian Martin.
you have those people helping, but as we said, those people are cooking their own fish.
Yes,
they're under guidance, but they're using that fynbos
and the recipes
flavoring
and the stuff,
and cooking the stuff that came from there.
Love it.
And feeling part of it. Feeling
this is how it was. This is how it was. I mean, and those things will come through eventually as well. We can have restaurants where we have Khoisan cuisine. You know, I would love that.
It's beautiful. And what I'd like to see eventually is we've got a bit of a drive at the moment for authenticity. I hate it when I go onto the internet and say food in Nelson Mandela Bay. And the first two are sushi, the next three are pizza, the next one is this and that, and you go, where's our authentic food from this area? So I'd love, in fact, I challenge chefs throughout the city to come up with things.
With PE, only food. And that's from the history. Need. Pick it from the history and let's that's what we need. We need authenticity. You're so right.
Stop being copycats.
Okay.
Hong Kong chicken.
Hong Kong chicken? No, it wouldn't be right.
Absolutely.
There's an Eastern Cape version of it.
Oh, there's an Eastern Cape version of Hong Kong chicken. I didn't know that. Oh, we'll have to have a try that.
It must be bigger chicken, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it could be. Graham would know that. All right. The biggest realization that you've had about yourself throughout your, or recently, or maybe.
I've always felt insecure about whether I am making enough of a difference, whether I'm loving my wife enough. And I have lived a lot on trying to be that. I've always been fairly relaxed within it. I go and sit on sards on the rocks, and I believe nature is my healer. But I think I through listening have been able to just relax a little bit and enjoy it, as opposed to constantly being
self-critical. I think self-critical. That you've got to get. It's true. You've got to get because it's a natural thing as well. I think
most of us are insecure.
That's true. And you always wonder, are you doing enough? Or are you? And it's a natural thing, I think, also to worry about stuff that you shouldn't be worrying about.
And the other realization probably is that we spoke about earlier on is the whole thing of integrity. That we have the right to demand it of people, of politicians, of friends, of anyone, because it's a currency that's disappearing. The false news and all of that is just an extension of that. If you had integrity, you wouldn't publish fake news.
Of course you would.
You would care about people and say, you'd find ways of inspiring people. And I think that is the greatest privilege on earth. Don't know if I want to be a politician, but to be in service of people is the greatest privilege we can have.
Isn't it just? I mean, that's the only thing that really gives you that if you want to feel good inside, that's the only way to do it, isn't it? To be good to others. It's true. It's true. Is there anywhere you're not welcome anymore?
I suppose a couple of ex-girlfriends company.
Fair enough.
I just have had such jaws all over the place that I just
you've done yourself in a few times.
There are a couple of politicians, in fact, that
so the counts in council, maybe.
Not the current one. I refuse when people are blatantly showing self-interest and pushing stuff that isn't good for the population, for the locals. And I have made some serious enemies there.
Oh, really?
At the cost
Yeah.
of work for myself
Yeah.
and that type of thing
Okay,
as
okay,
well.
okay. So if it gets to a point, you're like, okay, I'm out. Yeah, okay.
Or not out, but I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I think you should be doing, and I'll clap you with the arm on the
Give you
shoulder.
a lummy. Okay, what awful movie do you love?
I love art movies.
Oh, really?
Like
Brazil and those ones.
I didn't see that.
7 monkeys or whatever it is. 12
La
monkeys.
Chocolat.
La Chocolate.
Yeah,
I do believe I saw that. It was very, very boring.
Thank you. She was pretty though.
She was, yeah, but yeah, she didn't save it for me.
She got involved with the, what do you call those guys? Not the hippies, the guys.
Gypsies. Yeah, I
we were
remember
going
that.
down. It was beautiful.
I honestly can't remember a lot about the movie because it sort of washed over me Gary liked it very much. He also likes boring movies.
I thought The Incredible Lightness of Being was an incredible movie.
I think I saw that as well, but I can't remember anything
floated
about it.
through it.
Yeah, I can't remember that one.
But I'm a sucker for Belducci books and movies.
Okay.
Same old formula.
Yes.
But we went and saw Glenn and I the Ice Road or something like that the other night.
Oh, was Glenn, did Glenn fall asleep?
No.
Oh, no,
he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You kept on hitting him with your arm.
But yeah, that type of thing. It's suspense. Will the Oaks get there? Will they win in the end?
Okay.
I'm a bit of a TV series junkie some of the times.
What's your
as
favorite
well.
series at the moment?
Probably The Good Doctor.
Oh yeah. I like that too.
I like
Philippa
the
loves that as well
Chicagos.
because it's a bit of like the autism thing and the whole thing.
Yeah.
She loves that.
Yeah. Gino, what I've really enjoyed, which I haven't experienced about those shows, Grey's Anatomy, all of those, and we watched The Good Doctor last night, is the realness of COVID.
Yeah.
They've all gone out to promote wearing masks and getting. But I mean, last night's one was amazing, where the autistic guy just goes. He can work everything else out, but he goes, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about this disease.
Yeah.
And I think TV.
No research on it and that stuff.
I think popular TV can play a big role in sensitizing people to things. So that's me.
Sometimes I watch things and I think, I'm being taught a lesson here. I'm going to switch this off. I don't feel like being taught a lesson again about something, because sometimes it's just so politically correct. It's just ridiculous. Master Chef. Sept Van Eck says,
man, I love cooking.
You love it?
I absolutely love cooking.
Well, you must come and help my wife out because she's sick of it. And I cook every now and again as well. I don't mind. I'll say, I'll do it tonight.
Yeah.
But she's still sick of it. And when I'm cooking, then she's like telling me what to do anyway. So it's like, you can't just make a recipe out of nothing. Shaun's a good cook, she says. Oh, really nice.
Yeah, I like it.
You like a bit of pasta,
love
a bit
it.
of things?
Pasta sauce. I do, and Bev does
sugo.
pasta. Love stir fries.
Sugo proprio. Bev is Italian, of course. She must have a sugo.
No, she had an unfortunate marriage to an Italian.
Oh right, okay, I didn't get that part. Oh well, maybe she learned something from the Italians. Italians are not all that bad,
No, they're not. No, they're not. It was just a bad match.
Right.
Like my first marriage.
Yes, okay, also a bad match.
It's I think it's wonderful when you can use entertainment like that. You guys have done it at different times. There's a subtle little something coming through. Not often, but sometimes.
You're right. Okay. Are you a systematic kind of person or do you wing it? I think you wing it.
Oh, jeez, I wing it.
Totally wing it. Glenn's the systematic one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wing it to the extent that my wings break.
I love that. I love that. What are your thoughts about the current state of radio? I know this is a question actually we asked. You've been involved in radio as well, though. Radio going forward. What do you think's the future?
Look, I was involved in starting Radio Uppy, which is now Bay FM. We carried the turntables in past Tanny Swanee, who, if she'd seen us, would have kicked our butts out of the building. So we started secretly, and we had lines running to the residents' dining halls and that.
Holy moly.
And I think something we had in those days, which probably most entertainment has nowadays, is things have become too formula-driven. Yeah. Then you had guys like Mark Bilson, Peter Wise.
Yeah. Peter Wise has been brought up many times.
Yes, he's amazing.
Yeah.
And spontaneity.
Yeah.
I find that missing nowadays. I honestly find the co-presenting irritating deluxe because people talk to each other instead of to me,
to the listeners.
And that's the great art of radio's communicating. I've seen, and Gino, it makes a huge difference. I had a woman. I was doing a late night show on Algoa, and she phoned me and she said, and this is where you realize the difference you can make there. She phoned in 1:00 in the morning and she said, the only thing keeping me going right now is your voice.
Sure.
And she was in the Platte area, and we went and did an outside broadcast from that big petrol station, the Shell, I think it is.
Yes.
And this woman comes walking up and says, do you remember I phoned? She had lost her marriage, she'd lost her job, all of those things at that stage. And she came along and said, I just want to thank you. I am wonderful now. I'm married again. This is about 5 years later. Everything had come together, and you realize the privilege that you have, because I could have blown her off and gone, I'm really busy playing my records or whatever at the moment. And that's what we were talking earlier on about integrity. All of us, every moment of our lives have the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life.
You've got to be generous in that way. You have to be.
And that's the privilege I've been lucky to have along the years.
Have you got any quirks? Any superstitions or anything like that?
No, not really.
Not really. Not a superstitious guy.
When my wife says I've got a headache, I think it's just a headache.
It's just a headache.
I carry on.
Yes.
She does get migraines though. That's when. But every now and then I try and do what do you call them? Where you go over on your hands and your feet.
Oh dear. A cartwheel.
Cartwheel.
Okay.
My quirk is to try that every now and then, and I've been badly hurt a few times.
I'm sure you have. No. What's your pet peeve?
People who aren't passionate about Nelson Mandela Bay.
Yeah.
People who, I believe, if life is not you, that people should gather around you.
Yeah.
But there's still this thing of energy and positivity and all of that. We have a gem here.
Yeah, we do. I'm so with you. I'm there.
So my
and when COVID ends as well, we're gonna fly.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
I'm waiting. Shaun, I have your old diary, says Brett Hillier.
Oh, Bretty.
Oh, well, post some pictures of some of the things.
Brett stole my promotions manager and married her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Was that Lindy?
Lindy Ann, yeah.
Oh, Lindy Ann. You stole her, Lindy Ann. You
stole it.
made
And
it-
she did, I think she was working for VW a while ago in their events department. That lovely girl.
Yes,
very
I love it.
special.
I used to play tennis with Lindy Ann's parents as well, you know. Warmer 10th. Warmer 10th. I used to play tennis there.
I'm very glad it wasn't with her because I think she would distract anyone
She was
at
around,
the
she
nets.
was too young actually. She was probably like 12 or something. Oh my soul. Okay, the most ridiculous thing you've ever bought.
Many of the things are ridiculous. I know the one thing that I bought was a braai.
A braai?
A braai that, one of those big type things that you normally put into the wall.
You think I'm going to
but
get
it
the
was-
big one now?
Yeah, it was freestanding.
Right.
And I got horns for that.
Oh, really?
But
And
it
it's
ended
just
up
rust to pieces?
No, it was inside, and it was a great success. But at the time, yes,
And
I
you
got
thought, no,
horns.
they gave you
Huge
a hard
horns.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's a success then in the end because I mean in the end they enjoy it. It's like my fire pit. I got a fire pit from Mimi Rupp from Stone, etc. It's fantastic, this fire pit. Let me tell you, it's easy. You make it, and then I put it in the right place, and Philippa says, "No ways. It's during. What are you talking about? I want a heater or whatever." So
yeah.
No ways. This fire pit is amazing. You look bright on it. It's
beautiful.
It's a winner. So I've got. I know. I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to do the either or shameless punch. 16th of October night run for healthcare workers. Yes. Nurses. The nurses. Be the change. I think is their thing. This is my sister-in-law actually that does
brilliant.
this. It's a nationwide thing to bring awareness for the fact that there are not enough nurses. We need more nurses.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a nurse, very nice. They wear wonderful outfits. Night run for healthcare workers in Kings Beach, Pollock Beach, along the promenade to honour all healthcare workers. How can tourism get involved? Oh,
no, we there. We're there. We'll put it on the website.
Let's go.
Bev and I'll be
and it's for
doing
all
our thing.
Countrywide. I know they do it. It's really for nurses to get bursaries for nurses that are coming in. And in nursing, let me tell you why we're on that topic, because I know my sister-in-law will kill me if I don't say this, that nursing is really it's not a bad paid job. They have got salaries available, they've got bursaries available. You've got to get out there and be one of the health workers, and they're needing them more than ever.
And it's time to give them applause again.
Absolutely.
Yeah. At the beginning, it was all this,
and
everything.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I don't think we know half of the dedication and also what they go through.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if she'd send me a nurse's uniform,
maybe
we can get a bit of a donation for me wearing it.
Let's do it.
No high heels.
Excellent.
Though, huh?
I once worked for Shaun as a DJ for Magnetic Storm, says Brett Hillian.
Oh my goodness.
Brett, of course, was at the Boardwalk as well, games manager for many years.
Yeah, he was our slots manager, very successful.
Yes, very.
And often gave me very solid hints about what I should be doing to market stuff and that. And we learned from it. We hadn't often crossed swords.
Yes.
But both of us developed from that.
Yes,
and he's a good man.
No, he's good.
He really is. And
no, for sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry he's not around anymore.
Yeah, you need to come back to the bergies.
Come, Brady.
Ons is here for you. All right, let's do the either ors now. Gary, finally we get it. So we can talk all night.
My wife has got a headache and she's waiting for me.
She's waiting for you with a headache. All right, newspaper or online blog?
Online blog.
Okay. Sleep in PJs or in the nude?
What are PJs? No, never worn them.
Love you, Shaun, he says.
Love you too, buddy.
Night owl or early riser?
Early riser.
Oh, really? Okay. Would you have a flower or a vegetable garden?
Herb garden.
Herbs?
Yeah.
Oh, herbs, eh?
Yeah.
What kind of herbs?
Yeah.
Wild coast herbs.
A little bit of everything.
Nice.
You got to cook first.
Nice. Of course, with the cooking, it's okay. I get it. No, very nice. Very
I
nice.
love it.
Beer or wine?
Both. Vintage lager, vintage draft.
Vintage draft. Okay,
is
yeah.
my little choice there.
Yes.
But I love red wine in winter.
Yes, very nice.
But most often I'll have a little Sauvignon Blanc.
A little Sauvignon Blanc, very nice. The white wine.
And white wine and wine, people would kill me. I put ice in my wine.
Oh, yeah. No, that's... yeah, no, Philippa does that too. That's funny.
Okay, well,
Gary's
sorry.
saying the interview is over. Love or money?
Love.
For sure.
I don't have money.
Pop music or rock music?
Probably rock music.
Oh, good. I'm glad you went that way.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, is he going to say pop music? Because I'll be very disappointed.
My first 7 single, I mean,
First
was
album, love that.
Angie by David Bowie.
No,
Angie Stones.
Then it was okay.
No,
it was one of those. It was
Stones,
it wasn't the Stones. It was different. David Bowie.
What's the girl's name with David Bowie? Genie.
Something like that.
Genie.
But where I was getting is my first album.
Yes.
Was Smoke on the Water.
Oh yeah. Deep Purple.
Purple.
So that's quite rock. That's
the
rocky.
first thing I
yeah, Bowie was more like out there, but Stones was earlier. Hey? So I don't know if it was Angie. It was earlier, but
it wasn't. It was
Angie,
something else.
Because it's David Bowie though. Yeah, Bowie was like out there. Ziggy Stardust. That whole major ground control to Major Tom. Love it. Cats or dogs?
Dogs, but we passed having animals.
No more
I
animals.
love other people who
Other
take
people's animals.
pet insurance and do
Wait till
things
you
like
get
that.
another dog. Somebody brings you a puppy. You're gonna change your freaking mind,
Well,
man.
your place here, sheepdogs.
Exactly. I
Oh
love
man,
them. Love them.
especially one that's a bit of a bruck. It's mixed.
The reason why is because I
things.
was there with you. I was that guy. I was like, no more animals. Then these dogs came in.
Yeah.
I'm slayed. I'm nowhere there.
I
I'm
love
nowhere with those
dogs.
dogs. I love them. Love them. Okay, too warm or too cold?
Too warm.
Too warm. You prefer to be too warm. Yeah.
I've never gotten
the cold.
much cold. Okay, I've got it the wrong way around.
Yeah.
I won't wear a jersey.
So
even if it's
you're
cold.
okay with cold?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like too cold. Whew. Oh, no, I'm not. I don't know from that. Charming. Yes, Gary's ones. Charming or genuine? Would you rather be charming or genuine?
Charmingly genuine, I think.
You can't choose both.
Genuine.
Okay, all right. Okay, last one here. Forgiveness or vengeance?
Forgiveness.
Oh, you.
I've had too much of that in my life. Too much
Okay.
of bearing grudges. And that.
No, you don't need that in your life. It ends up being something that you carry around with you.
Yeah,
Good.
it was horrible. I had it so badly. I started biting my fingernails, and eventually, so I had to stop.
Yeah. No arm jokes again. There we go.
The emery board, you know.
Oh, you're full of it. All right, and now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Would You Rathers. We have the Would You Rathers, which are the final questions.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. Would you rather have overprotective parents or neglectful parents?
Overprotected.
Oh, you prefer that love, that extra attention.
Seriously, my dad was an alcoholic. And
An effect.
It's hard. It does have an effect. I loved him to bits, but
it was a problem.
Didn't know in those days about depression.
Hey, there we go. It's in the genes. It's in the genes, and it goes along. Hey, wow! And if you'd known that, you could almost understand. And move forward. Wow, that's a powerful statement. Okay, here's one: adult mind in a child body, or a child mind in an adult body.
Child mind.
That's the one. Totally go. Take it. Would you be an ugly genius or a hot moron? Love that one.
Somewhere in between, probably.
You can't have.
Okay.
You have to be an ugly genius.
Ugly genius.
You go for the ugly genius. You're going to have no woman following you. Right?
I know.
They're going to be
I've
like,
got a wife.
Whatever.
I love it.
They're going to phone you up and you're going to ask them a date and they're going to laugh.
Oh, goodness.
Would you rather be a heartbreaker or the one that always gets your heart broken?
I was the one who always got my heart broken.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was so hard.
So you'd rather have that anyway. If you could be
I'm
the other way
used
around.
to it, but
wouldn't you rather be on the other side then? Be that one like,
No, it gets
still,
around.
It's still
gets around. You never get another date.
Right. Would you? Okay, maybe this is one. Marry and divorce, or never marry at all.
Marry and divorce.
Oh, I mean, you got.
Because I got second time around. I got the beaut. Yeah.
You got it second time around. I like that. Would you like to be smart but accomplish very little? Or completely stupid but accomplish a lot?
What? Completely stupid and accomplish a lot.
Okay, I'd rather go with the stupid. Excellent, I like that. Okay.
With this COVID, it's something I never realized how much it affects you afterwards.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah, and part of that is the brain every now and then just goes.
It's just out of the air. I'm trying to find one where he's got with like hands and legs and. Oh, here we go. Would you rather lose your hands or lose your tongue?
No, it would not work if my wife had a headache and I couldn't kiss her.
Okay. Or anything, you your tongue for kissing.
I need my tongue.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that answer.
I don't think my wife was either.
Oh, I love it. No, I love it.
Love you, honey.
Good one. Would you be decent in everything or incredibly talented at one thing?
Very talented at one
thing. Yeah, that's the way.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. No, good. Final question. Would you rather defend a guilty person or prosecute an innocent person?
Defend a guilty person.
Rather than just let them go and then let him go as well.
Yeah.
Two people, the other three. But then the one that you...
There's always a chance that they'll get justice just after.
That guy could go out and kill that other guy that you're letting off,
True.
I like that. No. All right. And our final question is always your most embarrassing moment, or the time when something went completely wrong, and then also your proudest moment.
Yeah, I can't think of
something
went wrong at the moment.
I mean, gigs often go wrong. I mean, we always ask about the gigs.
Yeah. Okay. Think about that.
Yeah.
The proudest moment is just, Gino, being able to see things prosper that you've been blessed to have a role in. It's a terrible old saying, but that you make a difference in people's lives, and when they when you leave them, they're happier than when.
Yes.
I just,
Yeah.
I think if we all stuck to that.
Yes.
If we went into a situation, and I think marriage is a perfect example of making the other person happy.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, marriage, I think women are easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Love them, they love you back.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you say easy, you mean in a different way that I'm thinking of it. Yes.
Absolutely.
No, but you're right. You give love and you receive.
Yeah.
And it works with any relationship. And I'm totally with you with that, because I feel like if I go into a place, if I can make people happy and make them laugh, I come out feeling better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's exactly it. You go in there
positive
and. Yeah, and because of that, I find myself quite nervous about it if I'm going to go and give a speech. And I remember with radio, and it was very much a philosophy. I said, if I ever start a show and I'm not nervous, then you need to walk out, because then it doesn't really matter to you. And I'm sure you have the same way.
Yes, absolutely. You always get that little bit of nervousness, and that you don't know what to expect, but you want to please.
Yeah.
It's that the will to please. You know, I think it's human nature.
Yeah.
As well. And so you can't think of a gig that's gone wrong, where the speaker stack fell down.
I had an old Opel Ascona.
Yes, I know exactly
in the
what you're talking about.
early days of the disco. And I got hired to do a gig on a farm in a barn. And halfway through, this Opel Ascona started air conditioning oil smoke through. And we stopped along the way. And eventually I had to send one of his buckies to drag my trailer there, and we got there an hour late. And you can imagine, you walk in and everyone's already sitting there. You walk down the center.
And you're putting all your gear in. They hate that. Oh man, I've done that at Grahamstown Festival with my drums, carrying my drums through an audience, a full audience. Oh my word. Shaun Van Eck, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honor to have you in
Love
studio.
It. Thank you, Gino. You and Gary make such a difference in this city. We're proud of you guys.
Thank you, man. And I think it's one of our longest shows as well. It's been fantastic. We could have spoken the whole night. Love listening to us. Thanks, Michelle Kelly. I love you. Robin Williams, we love you, Robin. And Brendan Kelly. Brendan Kelly is always all over the country, Brendan. He sends messages from so much inspiration from tonight's show. Thank you,
I've got
Brendan.
to do this.
What? Oh yeah, this side. This side. We're gonna have the competition now while Shaun goes to the loo. All right, and so we've got to. Of course, I do the drums now, because we've got a special song. I want to know, of course, the name of the artist, the name of the song in the comments. For any of you online, Brett Hilliard, 100% Brett Hilliard. And it's so cool to say hey to you, Shaun. Absolutely.
I'm coming back.
Let me get my microphone here. Here we go. Okay, I'm on the mic now. And we've got thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to Spa. Spa have been fantastic. I don't want to tell you how fantastic it's been to be assimilated with Spa, with the show. And of course, Fitch and Leeds, who have been there right from the start. We love Fitch and Leeds. And then now our internet provider, Amobia. And of course, thank you to Shaun Van Eck. Thank you so much for being part of the show. It's been wonderful tonight. The time's gone. You know the Amobia guys. Sorry, you know them. You know those buggers, right? They're very nice. All right, well, stick your headphones in, Shaun, because we're going to make some noise now, and we don't want to deafen you. All right, so we're going to go over the drum cam. We want the name of the song and the name of the artist, and let me know what it is. And the first one to get it gets the case of Fitch and Leeds. A camera. Go special shout out. Oh, it's the shout out, of course, to Grant Armorall. Grant Armorall, our PE boykie, is singing in Australia, and it's on our Sunday, on their Saturday, for the anthem.
in Australia. Isn't it amazing? So that's 3 PE people in 3 tests that we've had. We've got some serious talents here in Gqeberha. Us Bergies can sing. And Shaun, your fly is down. He's saying, sure. I don't think it is. All right, we're over the drum cam. And that's of course, the son of Terry Armoral, who's still here in PE, and Tracy, who's our athlete, incredible athlete, triathlon stuff. All right, let's and Ian von Memmetjes did Casvier, and of course James Smith was the other one as well, which we did an amazing job of the anthems. So we can sing the anthem here in Gqeberha, us Bergies. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Give me the artist and the name of the song. All right, we got a winner. Indeed, it is Michelle Kelly. Well done, Michelle. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on Gino's Spot. It's been fantastic. Thank you to Shaun. It's been amazing. We got you. And it's been great fun. And we'll see you now on Saturday, where we have got Jennifer Lindridge. Jennifer Lindridge is coming on to talk about a new book and about her life. She's amazing. Full of energy. She's incredible. She's vivacious and beautiful as well. So please make sure you make it on Saturday night. We'll see you there, Gino's Spot. Thank you. Spend the night with me.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's Spot.
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's Spot.